Welcome everyone to another week of Fight Night Rising brought to you by Wisdom. My name is Khroen. I'll be bringing you the action this week alongside Jirachy, who's stepping in for Boop. Jirachy, how are you doing?
Hi, it's great to be back. I know I was on here before, like
Mm-hmm.
about a year ago now. That was like
That long.
yeah, it's it's been a while. It's really good to be back. And hey, you start somewhere, you end up back there. I didn't think I was casting anymore in set six, so hey, I'm always down to cast more and happy to be casting with you. I think this is our first time together, so
Yeah, I think it is
yeah.
actually. And I mean, you've been doing a lot of casting, trying to get into it, and great to have you casting more set six. So excited to pick your brain as well, expert TFT player, of course. So I'm sure this is going to be a lot of fun and very informative. We got 16 players here competing in this week's Fight Night Rising. Let's go ahead and take a look at who we have. We have some returning players, of course, but not actually the victor. Is not going to be returning, but that's okay. We still have a lot more players. Lobby A consists of Bruh, or as I think Boop and I like to call a Bruh Cubed, maybe. Glaceon, Haru Kawamaki, Overrated, and A, Piggy, Sub-Zero Arc, The Only Darkness, and Knickknack. In Lobby B, Jirachi, why don't you go ahead and introduce them?
Yeah, over in Lobby B, we've got Krill, Bone Apple Tea, Yi Sunim. I think I got that. Mercurial, Mirovi, Mr. Emotional, Pat Slice Pizza, and Piba.
All right, and I think I actually did misspeak. We do have the winner of last week, Overrated. I guess the name did slip my mind. Apologies there. They are the defending champion, and of course, they're going to be competing for their portion of the Rising prize pool. That's right, $150 goes to first place. Second place earns 75, third place earns 50, and fourth place earns $25. Now, Jirachi, we are on a new patch, and I know it's a patch that you are maybe not the most fond of because of some Talon nerfs, but still a lot of other stuff, happened. And what are you feeling about the patch? What are you expecting to see this week?
It's honestly, the B patch shook up a lot of the meta, which is kind of surprising for a B patch. Normally, we think of B patches as like, oh, we're just gonna like come in and fix some stuff like, oh, Hextech Sivir was really out of line. Let's fix that. Oh, Warwick's still really good. Let's fix that. But it brought in a lot of buffs. Draven got a small buff, but I think the big one everyone's looking at is Jhin.
Oh
That
yeah.
20 mana reduction, meaning blue buff Jhin ults at the start of the fight, and getting the blue buff on Jhin for the almost instacast was already super high value before, and now that it is an instacast, it's insanely high value. Jhin has started popping up all over the place. He started taking over the meta, so not necessarily your standard B patch of just taking
Yeah.
things down. There's a lot of stuff that got hit, and I think that this week's Fight Night is gonna look a lot different than last week's, like a
Oh yeah.
lot.
100%. We were actually coming into last week Fight Night obviously expecting a lot of Warwick. We did get a little of it, but not as much as we had expected. This week, yeah, maybe even a bit less than that, but also as you mentioned, Jhin is the big one. Honestly, I'm expecting like could there be like a C patch to come in like for Jhin? I don't know if that's ever been done before, I don't think, but I think with how everyone is hyping up Jhin, talking about it, it could be deserving of something like that, right? The Draven, like you mentioned, a little bit, maybe shaking things up, but not that much. Jin's really the one that I'll have my eye on as we get into game number one right now on a tier glove and rod carousel.
Yeah, and we're gonna hop on board with Overrated. Like you said, the winner of last week's Fight Night grabs the glove off this carousel. Maybe leaning a little bit more towards the AD, although it's with the prominence of Arcanist, even though they were one of the comps that got a little bit nerfed in the B patch, they're still really good. You can still build the Infinity Edge Dual Gauntlets combination, get down Ari, get down Victor. But I found that glove does tend to lean a little more towards AD this set. Just the Eye
Yeah.
Last Whisper combo is so good and um so generally flexible in
Yeah.
the way that Eye Jewel Gauntlet really isn't. So the glove may be indicating a bit more of an AD angle, but it's still flexible. He can go pretty much wherever he wants.
Yeah, be inclined to agree with you. Say if some AP items drop, you can use that glove for something like a Banshee's Claw as well. Don't really see too many early TG slams or anything like that nowadays. But hey, with these items right now, yeah, definitely could be considering that AD line. I think the early game right now is, going to be super, super important. Not seeing anything crazy. Just going to be a silver tier augment overrated, doing their due diligence of scouting out, seeing what everyone else has in lobby before they make their own decision. I saw a couple of hyper rolls there, but these augment choices, weak spot or knife's edge, I think would have to be the choice here.
Yeah, I mean, he's gotten AD drops. It's second wins as I think it's actually okay. I am not the
really?
complete opposite of Mort. I think it is takeable. I don't think it's bad, but I think in this scenario where he's really gotten an AD angle, weak spot is just it's so generally good because you still have flexibility in your positioning in a way you don't really with Knife's Edge. Knife's Edge is a huge damage bonus, but being confined to those first two rows, having to stick a Sivir up there sometimes doesn't feel good. Jhin especially really doesn't want to be up there.
Oh yeah.
So it does confine you a little bit more towards the Aurelia side. So weak spot, just general good flexible AD augment that works with the items he has.
Definitely. This is an interesting opener, actually overrated, having the option to run either Yordles or early game Innovators. Maybe the Innovators wouldn't be strong enough, though, so maybe it could just be a Yordle angle, but what are you feeling from overrated's position here?
I actually kind of like the Yordle angle. That's just, at least for now, because he doesn't really have a strong Innovator board. That's the option. This is one of his options. He either has the option of just jam a level here, get the Innovators plus the Clockwork and the Camille in, even though it's not upgraded at all. You're still maintaining some board strength at the cost of some econ. The other option would have been put the Yordles in for a couple turns, stay level 3, get the econ snowballing first, but he's opting to instead just, let's save some HP, gets around win, probably because he leveled, put the Innovators in, put in the actual strong board, and if the lobby's weak, then you can still get some wins in, save a bunch of HP. So, good level.
Definitely the IE slam as well, played a part in that win. I think overrated, making in hindsight, I guess, correct decision, right? Because if you do this aggressive leveling, go on a bit of a loss streak, but you're not the weakest in the lobby, so you win, loss. That's always super, super awkward. And could even consider selling these Yordles for 10 gold soon, if not, now, but they'll Singed Hair as well, depending on what happens in this round. But the IE Slam, as mentioned earlier, probably not going to be IE Jewel Gauntlet pairing. That's just not quite as good. An AD line, picking the weak spot does leave this open to backline-focused AD characters, the Jhin especially. I feel like I'm just going to say Jhin a lot tonight. I'm just going to warn everybody, because I feel like if we don't see at least a couple Jhins per lobby, you're probably not playing optimally.
Mr. Sniper Man, definitely gonna be making multiple appearances here.
On this board, Harukawa Maki up against Sub-Zero, illusion of the Rageblade Slam already, and just flexibility out of Harukawa as a decently strong board with upgraded Darius. Allows a bit of time for Ziggs, who strapped into an Archangels, to get a lot of damage out there. So probably gonna go on a 2-streak here, make it more in the future. Lucian actually on their bench, as well as a Vex. Could see some Arcanist, I think, through these 3 cost units like Malzahar, Vex kind of reroll styles of play. I think that's really strong right now, but what do you make of that?
Yeah, they have the Rod tier, probably is just an AP angle. So, and with that AP angle, you have a lot of options. You have the Lucian on bench, you have the Arcanists. Potential, if you really want to get really fancy, you can go towards Renata. She's still pretty good.
True.
So there's just a lot of options right now, just on both trees, the AD side and the AP side. There's this big Jhin that looks really strong on the AD side, but you can still play Aurelia, you can still play Strikers. You got a lot of options in this meta right now.
Speaking of options, Knickknack has the option for a Camille 3. Actually, is 1 away.
Oh.
Somehow on 2-3. Actually, super crazy. Hey, it happens. Roll the dice sometimes, you just get 8 Camilles.
My impression of random Camille 3 is not great, because I watched Nico take High Roller, use it to hit Camille 3 in, I think, the finals of regionals, and then went 6th or 7th. So not, when you're down to Prismatic because of that, it's a different story. Just having, in a silver augment lobby, you just randomly have a 3-star like that early. It's powerful, and you have the augment to back it up. So
Yeah.
I will see if he hits it. We'll see if he goes on a win streak from it.
I think that's a
Maybe,
good,
yeah.
yeah. I think that's a really good point though. With the augment, tiers being a silver tier augment, right? You're not playing really behind the. Oh, actually hits it. We see Camille
Oh
3 for
my,
Knickknack.
what?
Oh, this is
uh
crazy. All right, so yeah, now we get a chance to kind of compare these two lines, right? Playing down a prismatic augment is usually going to make people's boards a lot stronger. You're going to be hit for a lot harder. Camille's going to be falling a lot earlier in these fights. Bruh here, only having Camille 1. It's just a Morello's holder. That is A-okay, as Bruh is playing Built Different. But Built Different 1 is not something that you're going to be playing for the full game, right? I think the question is, when is Bruh going to say, okay, I've got my worth out of this, I'm going to transition, and what are you going to transition into at that point, right? Because there's some pretty flexible items here between the Gargoyles and the Morellos, is just slamming for early game board strength and nothing else right now.
Oh yeah, he's not staying in this. If you want to play a full Built Different board, definitely has to be playing around Built Diff 2 or 3. Built Diff 1 isn't quite enough stats to play around this the whole game. Have heard some rumors of level 6 just reroll whatever 2 costs you can with Built Different.
Ooh.
Not on Built Diff 1 though. Not a shot. No, absolutely not. So, well, and I don't know how long he's going to keep it. It's basically just until this board starts falling off, and he's going to look to pivot into something more standard based on his items.
Yeah.
Gargoyles, Morellos can be anything. Maybe leans a little more in the AP direction because this Morello is an AP carry item. But if he gets dropped a bunch of AD items, we could totally see him play Jhin or play Draven. It depends on what items he naturals later, and because you're playing a Built Diff board, you're not playing a specific frontline. You have to more or less full pivot into something anyway, so your options for what you can play are actually pretty open here.
Yeah, definitely. Speaking as well of the potential of being able to pick some 2 costs and reroll, I think it kind of reminds me of Kivix and like set 6 mid set, who just picked any unit 2 or 3 costs and just rerolled it and ended up winning. So hey, that strategy can be kind of valid. Kivix never did it from Built Different, I don't think, but hey, at least that playstyle has been proven to work out in some situations at least. But now moving over to Sub-Zero, who we got a chance to see the solution a little bit earlier on the opposing board, but leaning into Hextech in the early game now. Jirachy, what do you think of this? Is the solution carry going to be good enough, and should players even be considering running things like, Sivir comps with full vertical Hextech now?
I've seen enough vertical Hextech. It hasn't been destroying lobbies the way it was pre-B patch, but it's not bad. It's definitely an option you have if you have this Hextech opener. It's just an easy transition into it. So Sub-Zero, if he really wants to play the Hextech, and I think with these items he probably is going to. The Rage Blade is Sivir's core item in the full Hextech build, has half of the static Shiv, has half of the Quicksilver Sash, so he's got the full setup almost ready to go. If he needs to get there. He needs to get to level 7. Slam the super early level 6, even though he's not on win streak. Because he has hyper roll, you might as well save the HP. I do expect the level 7 roll down to come in, though. This board on just the 4 Hextech is not going to scale. And if you're playing that much Hextech, you want to be going level 7. You want to hit the Sivir. You want to hit the Alistar. So what I imagine is a full Hextech game. We'll see how it goes. I have no idea how good this actually is quite yet post B patch.
Well, at least Sub-Zero wins the round, partly because Lucian has some good jukes and partly because Ziggs is one of the worst units in the game. A little biased there, but yeah, Ziggs misses bomb, Sub-Zero takes the win, and as you mentioned, probably going to level up here to 7. Finds an upgrade with the Sejuani, it seems right then, but yeah, hyper roll means that you can get to 7 earlier, as you mentioned, roll into those Sivers, and hyper rolls, yeah, pretty good augment to pair with that. Moving on over to Piggy, who actually, as we talked about earlier, does have that IE Gauntlet pairing. It's not starting the blue buff quite yet. Okay, does it? I was thinking, like, what are they waiting for? Maybe it's a mutant game with Synaptic. I don't actually know what the mutant is, I don't believe, but ran a pretty good early game carry for this.
Yeah, Brand as an early game carry has started getting a lot of popularity, and Ramblin played a decent amount at regionals. He's been really singing this unit's praises, especially you get blue buff on it. This thing cranks out damage. The
Oh
difference
yeah.
between non-blue buff and blue buff Brand, they're two completely different units. Non-blue buff Brand basically lives in a dumpster. This blue buff Brand is sitting on the throne of Mount Olympus. It is the god of this game right now, and hits the Luden's Echo as well.
Wow.
With the chain casts on this Brand, all of them proccing Luden's Echo. Piggy is 58 HP right now. I expect him to be 58 HP for a good while.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's, you know, really fortunate that Piggy was able to climb up there to Mount Olympus, because you need to stabilize. Your 58 HP, a little bit low at this point, but it's the perfect items. Point is, how long is Piggy going to sit on this Brand, I think, and when are they going to pivot into? I think it's, you know, likely to be an Ari kind of position from here, but being at 3-3, sub 30 gold, not the best position with 58 HP. As you mentioned, it is a stable board for, you know, at least stage 3, I would imagine. So, unless someone else is really crazy strong in this lobby, kind of like Bruh, who is playing that build different. If they run into each other, it might not be the freest win for Piggy.
Does run into Sub-Zero, who is level 7 because of the hyper roll. So, but yeah, it's a level 7 board. It's not that strong. It could be way stronger. That's kind of how it goes with hyper roll. Usually you're just slamming these levels to save HP, not because you have a super strong board. So is it? Oh,
this is
okay.
close.
It's Ziggs versus Malzahar. Oh,
it's a Ziggs.
I'm pretty sure Ziggs has this. Wow.
Close though, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, Piggy's smiling about that one because kind of got away with that one, it seems like.
Just a little bit. And again, Sub-Zero, not a strong level 7 board, just happens to have a 7th unit on, so it's did enough to actually save a bunch of HP, still at 70 HP over on Sub-Zero's side, so he's pretty healthy, even though he's pretty healthy because he is slamming those levels so hard because of hyper roll. For Piggy though, Piggy got a spat, and that opens up the potential to play 6 Arcanists, playing 1 less dead unit, or if you really want to go crazy, you can play 8 Arcanists.
Yeah.
So you have the option. You already have all your carry items. You can greed out the extra rod. So Piggy has a strong board right now, has some potential, but again, the IE Jewel Gauntlet, he is so locked into one route that if he misses Ari, if he misses Vex 2 somehow, it's just doomed.
Yeah. Hopefully not doomed. Also, is there any merit to slamming the spat just on Blitz or Ziggs right now, just for the scrap value? Yeah, so
sure. Maybe if you're honestly, it might be worth to slam on Blitzcrank in case you roll the Arcanist spat and that just powers up the hook.
Yeah, just a one-shot.
One-shot hook, why not?
But Piggy does not do it, and honestly, it could have been the difference of this fight, honestly. Can the Gnar get one more? Oh, that's going to be a self-repair, but no.
It's all a Ziggs diff. I mean, a lot of fights are Ziggs diffs in one way or another. Okay, this is a Ziggs diff because Ziggs actually did something.
Yep.
And then you have so many fights where it's a Ziggs diff because Ziggs is blinder than someone who wears glasses. I don't.
Wait a minute, I wear glasses.
No. Ziggs is blinder than Khroen, yes.
Exactly. Accurate comparison. Take my glasses off. I have to be 2 inches in front of the screen, and yeah, it feels like Ziggs. Hey, Ziggs has goggles. Maybe they're prescription goggles, right?
Well, they're not working.
He needs a new prescription.
I also
a new eye exam.
Cannot relate. I don't even wear contacts.
Oof.
It's
be blessed.
To be blessed with actual good vision. Ha! Take that, non-good vision havers.
Gosh, you're gonna spark so much controversy attacking the people with bad vision.
I'm here for one night and triggering controversy already.
Oh man, the Ziggs doesn't do enough this time, at least on this board. From the only darkness is going to be on a 3-loss streak, 55 HP. Piggy actually loses as well, so that board did not streak all the way through stage 3, unfortunately.
Okay. Well, I'm wrong already. Good to know.
Yeah, I mean, there are a couple other strong boards in this lobby, right? We talked about the pushing level 7 board. That was super close fight. There was, I think, one other hyperroll player as well. Yeah, bruh did lose finally. Knickknack looks like is going to be top of the lobby currently on 90 HP. And a couple players have already found Sivers on stage 3, so even though the Sivir and Hextech were nerfed, looks like it's not going to be dissuading people from trying to go that route. Not over at Glacian's board here. Gets a tome out of the Wolves.
Oh.
Doesn't have that much direction, it looks like right now, however. Oh, actually, blue buff Malzahar. Never mind. That's good enough direction. Finds a Victor on 7 even, but Victor doesn't pair well with the blue buff.
What?
Oh, wait a minute. That's a Victor too with the Nikos. What? No way. This is illegal.
The man. What? Huh? Huh? I just see this. I'm just what? Huh?
And a Silco. Wait a minute. I didn't even process the Silcos there as well. This is just a player diff, no matter how you want to slice it, I guess, honestly.
The side Glacian is just talented. He's just too talented. That's all I got. There's no analysis here. The only analysis is just how talented Glacian is. Is he gonna
Wait a
lose
minute.
Wait a second.
No way. No way.
Still okay, never mind. His talent isn't that big.
I don't know what's happening anymore. This is only game 1.
I don't either.
Generally, it's descends into madness when we reach like games 4 and 5, but no, we're just starting off the day with this. Jirachy, I don't. Is it something you brought into the air here?
Sure, I guess.
I don't.
In all fairness, his front line is kind of weak. His front line is the 2 1-star bodyguards, and that's it. So, and the Victor died as the cast was going off, so the board just doesn't quite buy enough time. Gets a wait a second, wokage? wait,
this is woked to the extreme.
So okay, we talked about fitting in Jhin. This is how we fit in Jhin. We get the sniper emblem. We put Jhin in for clockwork, and now it gives sniper. This man is 5-head, I think. Maybe.
I mean, after losing last round, it feels like either 3-head or 5-head. There's really no in between. Yeah, we expect this board to be winning rounds, and of course it is at this point after that, slight hiccup. Don't know what happened last round. Cut the VOD of that one. It didn't happen.
What last round?
Exactly. Last round was the PvE round in the roll down 4-1. Got the Victor too. Yep, we're on 4-2 right now. Okay. Anyways, the Jhin I think would be a really, really good option from here. I think the other players would be playing Jhin, but Jhin works surprisingly well. Well, maybe not surprisingly well for other people who've ever played Jhin with 0 items. Still feels like he kind of cranks, right? Jhin with no items on this board would, I think, go perfectly well. The only little bit awkward thing is that Silco forces the... Well, it doesn't force, but I mean, Glacian's choosing to play the Victor in 3rd row, so going to be losing a little bit of sniper value, but not that much. It's still going to be a-okay to play the board here with this. But 40 gold, level 7, yeah, has enough time to, push level 8, find Jhins, and be pretty comfortable.
Yeah, and Jhin's still really good as a unit without items. He kind of has been. He's been a great secondary carry. You just plop a Jhin 2 on your board. You don't even give him items. Like, maybe you give him 1 if you have some extra. But he just still puts out good damage as a secondary carry, so being able to fit that in next to a Victor 2 sounds pretty good. So back on board with Overrated, still in the Innovators, now at 30 HP though, playing the Innovators. Did pick up a Jace though. So that's pretty good. Jace is good in Innovators. That's...
Yep. Yeah, we can expect that one.
Good quality analysis. Yup.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a really important turn for Overrated because not only are they picking up a Jace here, but they're also going to be going level 8 with about 40 gold.
He natural Seraphine
finds
too.
the Seraphine, might as well, finding more. Yeah, this is going to be a really, really good stabilization point. You can carry the Jace, as you mentioned, works really, really well in the Innovators. He does come with that that chain vest, but I think that's going to be okay. Maybe actually going to be playing this Jace's front line. With that Warmugs, he still can serve that purpose really well. And yeah, these items are going to be going over to the Jhin instead from the Ezreal. and all of a sudden, yeah, a great Jin Innovator board.
Yeah, Ginnovators has been kind of coming back, and well, more innovators have been coming back because of Jin.
Yeah.
And there's a couple options for Jin boards. There's also I've been I haven't seen it really yet, but I've been talking to Appies, and he really likes bruisers with Jin. So you have a couple
Ooh.
frontline options. Overrated is just in the innovators already, so we're gonna play the Ginnovators.
Yeah.
But it's you have the Clockwork in next to him, so it's just an easy fit in. These augment choices, honestly, Jeweled Lotus is actually a pretty solid damage boost here, but does not go for it. Goes for the binary, even though he has 3 items already on Jin, so a little less binary value, but that's still going to scale really well as you get more and more items from carousels.
Ooh, Kha'Zix potential.
Has a Kha'Zix too. Honestly, there's...
Thinking about it. I mean...
He's thinking about it. I'm down to skip. If he was maybe 30 HP healthier, I think you take that and you bleed to a top 4, but when you're 30 HP, you really need a good comeback in this. You really want to get in, or you really want the potential to hit this Jin 2 and actually get a solid placement from here. Yeah. Taking a Kha'Zix 2 here kind of just feels like playing for 6, because you're just taking it's not a suboptimal carry, it's just, well, it's suboptimal, and you also don't have Echo alongside it, so you don't even have Assassin right now, so it's even worse. And yeah, I'm down to keep the Jin for now. It increases the potential of his placement by a decent amount, even if he is risking bottoming out in the 8th right now.
Yeah, I think that's a very worth risk to play for on the first, game of the day. Starting with the 6, it doesn't feel great even if you technically, quote unquote, like, played it well or played it from a good spot. There's not that much at stake right now. Maybe a bit later, right? If it's game 3 and you only need to, dodge an 8th place, sure, that Kha'Zix would be a fantastic pick. But yeah, tournament situations can vary from game to game. There's the boards. There's a Debonair board with a nice Draven VIP. A lot of 1-star 4-cost carries right now, and Overrated is in that same exact pool. Doesn't have that much gold though. Actually, is every single 4-cost only 1-star all the way across the board?
Pretty much right now.
Wow, I don't think I've ever seen that. Usually at least someone has it. Like, this is Raptors, right? Everyone's already done their level 8 roll downs, level 7 roll downs even. This is kind of an anomaly of a game, I think, here in Jirachy.
Yeah. Huh. Wild. It's a lot of 1-stars, but that does give potential for Overrated to come back in this. He's not gonna get destroyed by other super powerful carry boards quite as fast, except maybe by Bro, who finally has Sivir 2 with extra Sivir to boot. So yeah, Overrated, I mean, he needs a Jin 2, or else it's not looking good at all, but Bro is holding onto his shit and just randomly playing the Jin. Fun fact, I just realized, he's also still playing Built Different.
Yep.
We're still in Built Different.
On a 4-loss
streak.
Why
not, yeah. On a 4-loss streak, but this board also just got way better. You actually have upgraded your carries. So, is it enough? Overrated still has the Jin 1.
Yeah.
So,
this was Jin 2. Probably would go over the way Overrated.
Not a chance.
It's still... Okay, I was going to say it still might. Not quite, though.
Not a bad loss for Overrated. But now he's on 1 life. On Jin 1.
Does have a pair of Jins. Might be able to find the last one. The only darkness, unfortunately, does take 8th. Overrated actually hits the Jin 2. You see on the side of the screen there. With not a lot of gold, that is very, very fortunate. But still, as you mentioned, 1 life remaining. Any bad matchup is going to spell their doom. Still, the players are win streaking.
Wait, Sub-Zero has 7 Alistars?
Wait,
hold up. Hold up.
Something's really funky in the air today. What's Alistar 3? How long is that CC for? Do you know off the top of your head?
I want to say 8 seconds.
Oh my, that's okay. That is a win condition. Even if it's not a carry, sometimes 3-starred 4-cost tanks do a pretty good job.
It updated is 8 seconds. I got it right. Nice. Okay. The number of Alistar 3s I hit on the first patch, even though Hextech was like decently contested, That's the only reason I know that.
You've
And it
seen
is,
it. You've experienced
yes,
it firsthand many a times.
I think I hit it back to back once.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
but it's not a carry in the traditional sense, but as long as you get a good angle with the Alistar, the other team just doesn't move, and your team gets a ton of time to actually clamp this fight, even though we're only stuck on a Sivir 1. Sivir 1, Sivir 2 in this Hextech setup, no difference. All that matters is the Alistar. It's more about the front line than the the upgraded backline in this case. So, I mean, he hits the Alistar. Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
It's the Alistair. What a couple eliminations came through as well. If rated actually did fall, even with the upgrade to the Jhin. Piggy actually out in the sixth as well. Now it's Maki versus the Victor too, and yeah, Victor with the sniper now benefiting from the sniper buff. Pretty powerful. Has stabilized very well on a win streak as well as we head into the stage of 5 carousel. First pick.
Yeah, and Piggy went down as well, even with that brand setup into the Arcanist setup. Arcanist actually, or Ari more specifically, pretty contested this lobby. So this entire lobby does just feel like a dogfight to just try and survive against the Camille 3, Sub-Zero's potential Alistar 3 setup, this Victor 2. A lot of contrast between the high rollers and the low rollers in the lobby. Sub-Zero finally hitting Sivir 2. We have a Braum 2 now on Harukawa Maki's board. This board is fine. It's the 5 Syndicate Ari setup, which I feel like I've been seeing less of compared to more Arcanists in Ari. Just actually getting the damage out faster when the fights are there. A lot of changes have come through to try to slow down fights, but fights still feel fairly fast. So actually, like having upfront damage and not having to rely exclusively on ramping, you get a little bit more of that in the Arcanists with the Ari rather than Syndicate. But this Ari does still do plenty of work.
Yeah. There's a lot of damage. Harukawa also banking on 4 bodyguards, maybe making that front line a little bit tankier to give time for that Ari to deal damage. And actually, Draven's going to be right in front of the Ari now, but still does barely takes it out. Round win. Pretty important because it potentially gives Harukawa another, 2 lives instead of 1, depending on how bad the losses are here. But it is rolling, and the only upgrade really is Leona 2 or another Victor that, both pairs. No upgrades coming through yet. Round's going to be fighting against Bra, who has that Sivir 2 is upgraded. Playing.
I'm gonna call this out because this might come back to bite Harukawa Maki. He skipped over an Alistar.
Oh, that's true.
Did not hold the Alistar.
Denying Sub-Zero might be the saving grace of players in this lobby. But,
yeah, and he's just not denying that. So if Sub-Zero hits this Alistar 3, potentially Harukawa not holding diff. Potentially. You don't really know. But in the meantime, though, Harukawa did take a fight win. Bruh did go down in 5th, playing that built different board. So not quite able to make it work like we called out earlier. Built diff 1, not necessarily something you want to stay in the whole game, and maybe Bruh just got a little caught in the built diff trap. So
Nico's from Dragon. Nico's from Dragon one time for Sub-Zero.
Preach.
Blue buff from the Vi. Deathcap actually isn't bad here. Vi does a surprising amount of damage, so it's honestly not the best item, but certainly not the worst. No Nikos.
No Nico.
Oj. Could still roll into it. Has about 15 gold to do so.
He has 2 lives too. He's got time, and once he hits, he's good to go. As long as he actually positions, and it's as long as you don't get garbage Alistar positioning, which you can do. You can mess up his positioning pretty badly, but as long as you don't do that, fights get pretty free. The Alistar charges in. Sivir has the cleanup. The team doesn't move. And he's got time, and as is, he's top 4. Even if he doesn't hit the Alistar 3, he's still top 4. He's not gonna be upset no matter what happens from this point.
Yeah, it'd feel a little feels bad not hitting this Alistar, but yeah, top 4ing in game number 1, obviously a very good start. Gonna be probably losing this round as the Sivir does get grabbed in. Let's getting 2 hooks off can sometimes really make the difference.
He
hit
it
naturally. Let's go. It's probably gonna wait till the last second to pick it up. You know, nice scouting opportunities for other players. But yeah, we're gonna be seeing a big cow real soon.
Chunky cow, very thick. How many C's in thick?
Probably like 9.
Yeah, thick with 9 C's. Agree. Wait, did Glaceon hit another Nico?
Yep. It really is a player diff. I mean, it's
talented, just so talented, and rolls right into the out. Okay, this is a crucial matchup. Who wins between the Alistar 3 and the potentially capped out 5-cost legendary board?
Yeah, Alistar's
perfectly.
That slam takes out the whole board. Oh my! I want to see the Alistar's damage.
Okay.
Please show
Any damage showers?
Oh man, it wasn't even the Sivir. Screw Sivir. She's not the carry. No, it's Alistar.
It's Alistar. Actually, the Titans actually. The thing about Alistar 3, the stun is 8 seconds. The damage actually isn't that high. Like, it's good. It's 1,000. That's that's really good, but it's not completely insane. You get the Titans on it, you get a bunch of AP on that Alistar. Okay, all of a sudden, yeah, he can one-shot boards.
Oof. I want to see it again.
I'm down to see more Alistar 3 fights.
Oh man, sure we're going to, but not at the moment. We see Glaceon go versus Knickknack, who's rocking that VIP Draven. And Draven was, one of the units that was buffed coming to this patch. Not good enough to beat this board, it looks like. Although, it is a clone. But still, right? Draven getting a top 3, I think, after the B patch would be a really solid finish. But still might even finish top 2 or top 1 if a miracle can happen.
No.
If a miracle can happen. But yeah, I'm...
What miracle?
Alistar trolling that miracle.
Sub-Zero misclicks E over Alistar. That
could happen, yeah. I mean, okay, Knickknack could hit Kai'Sa too. Kai'Sa could dodge every Alistar combo. Has 50 gold actually, so is actually really likely to be hitting Kai'Sa too. And dare I say Draven 3 potential is here as well. I don't think this is all she wrote for this game, actually, knowing Knickknack's spot in the game now. But I think the Alistar definitely. I'm with you. Very advantaged.
I watched that Alistar. But here's the thing, Knickknack is actually in a pretty good spot to get second here, just because of the HP lead he built off this Camille 3 on his board. He takes a good loss against Glaceon. He relies on Sub-Zero to just completely potentially just destroy Glaceon. Alternatively, he might be in third because he just got wrecked. Wait, Sub-Zero what?
Sub-Zero lost to Glaceon.
Oh.
Alistar 3 is not the immortal, unkillable demon cow.
Huh. Okay, Glaceon is still talented.
What is happening?
Yeah, this is a game. This is one of those games. You know what I'm talking about. It's just one of those games where you got 3 high rollers. Your Harukawa Baki is looking at this and is just like, well, I'm glad I top 4'd.
Yeah, 4 is pretty much a first here, it feels like. Get me out of this game. We can see the Alistar again. It's versus the Clump, but this just lost that last matchup.
Oh.
Actually.
It's trolling.
Yeah.
Alistar 3 went third.
Well,
okay.
It's one of those games, Jirachy.
Yeah, it's just one of those. It's one of those games.
Well, we get to see Sniper of Victor in all of its glory, maybe doing the same thing that we saw it do a couple rounds ago and beat Knickknack's board. This board is just kind of crazy, right? What's up?
2 Victor 2s, by the way.
Yeah, actually 2 Victors away from Victor 3.
I'm down for Victor 3. Screw it.
Another Nico's here. You know?
Yeah. Oh. Okay, that's not Nico's. Neither are
That's
Nico's.
some gold though. That's some gold.
It's okay. We just need 2 more.
Yeah, 2 more and 30
He's got
gold.
it.
Yeah, easiest hit of their life. I say as we're not rolling into any victors. There's a lot of 5 costs though, but they're not the right ones.
No, the Victor 3 dream is dead.
Okay, we'll still could survive this round. Technically, the game doesn't have to end here.
I'm down to sell
time
board.
copium.
There's no. Actually, though, if Glaceon needed this Victor 3 to win, it's actually probably correct to sell board.
Yeah.
He doesn't need it. We saw him completely wreck Knick-Knack last fight. He probably has this. It's just, we miss out on a little bit of fun.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
It?
3-unit loss.
That's it.
Yeah. Needed to kill
You
one more unit. Glaceon's going to win game number 1 with a sniper victor and a legendary board. That's all the action we have for game 1. Actually, lobby B is still going on. And we have Mr. Emotional 1v1 versus Yusunim. Actually, has a Nico's on the bench. Look at this board state. This is not Alistair 3, but it's still a very well built Alistair. Kind of a similar board actually. Just the only thing that's different is no Alistair 3.
No Alistair 3 and more Hextech boards. We were talking about, oh, how good is Hextech now? Apparently still pretty good, I guess. It's top 4ing this lobby, top 4ing the last one, or top 4ing lobby A. So, wait, is this 2 Hextech boards facing off against? It's 2 Hextech.
It is.
It's 2 Hextech boards top 2.
Was there even a patch? Did that happen? Are you playing old patch?
Yeah. I don't think so. What patch? We're playing on 12.6. Did you know?
Exactly. Well, this is going to be a bit of a level 9 diff, it looks like. Enforcer played a part in this fight, and with that, Mo is going to win lobby B. Wow, okay. We only got to see, 1 round there, but it was enough. Takes it. What a game number 1.
What?
Hextechs.
Wow.
Hextechs are still good. Maybe it's just people's unwillingness to try different things. I'm not really 100% sure. But I don't think we can really take any definitive, meta-defining things out of what we saw in Lobby A, because that was just so high roll out of the top 3 players. It's an anomaly of a game, right? We need to see more.
Yeah, when you hit Victor 2 on 4-1 on level 7, and then you just snowball the game from there after winning every round after.
Yeah, winning every round. Yeah.
Smile. We hit on 4-1, and then 1 round later we fought on 4-1. Exactly. Yep. But you hit the early 2-star legendary. Even though you don't have the best board around it, you have your super strong carry already. You don't have to worry about the rest of your board anymore. So from that point, you roll on level 8 a bit, you find good frontline, you still have an upgrade legendary, which is still so strong for level 8. That's still nuts. A lot of players would kill to have that. So then you go level 9, then you play for first, then you beat an Alistair 3, and then another similarly bunch of upgraded 5-cost board.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go. There you have it. That's the way to win a game of TFT. Let's go ahead and take a look at the scores. Glaceon won Lobby A and Mo on Lobby B, but just as a refresher, everything else. Knick-Knack did take second. Sub-Zero Harukawa Maki rounded out Lobby A's top 4. In Lobby B, it was Yisunim, and then Krill and Bone Apple Tea, actually recognizable name here at Fight Night, in the top 4. Iba and Mercurial, returning players, bottom 4ing in their first game. Same with Overrated, actually. So everyone besides Harukawa Maki, who's returning, did top 4. Not the best start for them.
Yeah, Fight Night gets wild.
It really does.
Yeah. And it's also 1 game.
That's true.
It's 1 game. We got at least 2, potentially 4 more for these players, depending on who makes finals. It's in any time you're playing TFT, tournament setting, on ladder, it's always hard to draw conclusions from 1 game.
That is true, especially with the lobby that we saw. Yeah, you don't want to feel bad about bot 4ing that lobby. You can't top 4 every single game of TFT. It's just not feasible. You can minimize your variance, right? Play for your 6th places that sometimes feel as good as getting a first. And that's just how TFT works. But yeah, more Hextech again that we expected. a little bit of Jhin, but I think there's still a lot more room to see a lot more meta development, especially after that B patch. We're gonna find out after a short break. We'll be right back with Game 2 of Fight Night Rising. Welcome back, everyone, to Fight Night Rising, brought to you by Wisdom. I'm still Khroen here, joined by Jirachy as we bring you this Fight Night Rising action of a really spectacular game number 1. Sometimes you just happen to hit a 2-star legendary on level 7. That's just the way things go. I'm sure we're going to be seeing a lot more in the rest of these games. A chance to see a little bit of Lobby B actually as well, where Mo took the victory. And, I know Mo a little bit, so, coming from a actually Legends of Runeterra background, we see a lot of card games, a lot of other just competitive backgrounds coming to TFT and doing well. It was nice to see that and come out of the gates with a victory. We're going to be checking out Lobby B next, though, to see if, can do the run back there, can do it again.
Yeah, and we'll we'll see. How crazy is this lobby gonna be, is the question. Because, well, clearly last lobby, if it's just 2 standard Hextech boards top 2ing, nothing too crazy happened.
Yeah, it was probably actually just like a really boring lobby, but we got to see
Yeah.
the crazy ones, so I started shifting over to this
Hey,
one now.
there we go.
Pulling stuff out of the way. It works.
I'm down to watch the crazy lobbies where we watch someone hit Alistar 3 and get 3rd. So.
Yeah, that was, maybe talk a bit more about that. You mentioned earlier that, yeah, you can grief the Alistar positioning, but once the Alistar 3 hit, you were pretty confident that it would win the lobby, I would say, but ended up not. And it seemed like a bit of a positioning diff, right?
Yeah.
Could it, yeah, it still mattered, it seemed like, I suppose.
Yeah, okay. Sub-Zero didn't put Alistar on the edge of the board where it was guaranteed to ult the whole clump.
Yeah.
He put it more towards the middle. When you put it towards the middle, like, yeah, if it ults the initial target, it's gonna ult in the direction of the clump, but that target can die. Alistar's targeting on the next unit can get weird. It can ult in the completely opposite direction. So just put it on the edge of the board. It's still in front of a bunch of units. It's gonna guaranteed ult that whole clump that Glaceon is in, because he's in a board to get keeper's value. So just kind of played himself a little bit to not actually get good Alistar positioning. Like, it looked like good Alistar positioning until the fight actually happened.
Until it wasn't.
Until it wasn't. Yeah, exactly.
It's like you'd take a situation where you could have 100% or you could 50-50 it, took the 50-50 and lost it. And yeah, that's just how it goes, unfortunately.
See, but why take the 50-50 when you can take a 100-0?
Well, some people just like to gamble. You know, I guess
we like to gamble when we don't need to. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just it made me feel a little alive. You know.
Sure.
Double Trouble 1, yeah. Double Trouble 1's so value. Like, comparing this to like a prismatic lobby, I think the amount of power that you get out of this Double Trouble 1 versus the other silver tier augments is just, you know, the gap is so huge comparing it to other like prismatic variants. But is going to indeed take Double Trouble and has a lot of bears already. 2 poppies, 2 Camille's. But with these AD items, do you think this could be something of a you know, twin shot reroll or
Talon? Talon, please. Talon. I want to see some Talon, even though Talon's kind of sketch right now. But
it just got nerfed. Yeah,
it did just get nerfed. It was a pretty big nerf too. But he has the item set up for it already. Double Trouble. Actually, I was talking to Liz from the TFT dev team about Double Trouble with Talon, and then we realized, oh yeah, like, yes, the standard level 6 board synergizes so well because you really love fitting in Zyra, but screw Zyra, just play around Double Trouble for Talon that no longer exists. I see. Never mind.
Mo is not a Talon believer, as I'm sure a lot of people are not Talon believers after Madge.
Not a Talon believer, Madge. It's I'm out. I don't want to watch this guy anymore.
Get us off.
Doesn't believe in Talon.
I mean, justifiable, I would think. The item setup, however, as you mentioned, is there, right? The IE, the bow, half of RFC, and then Gunblade. I imagine is I think at least your third item of
it's Gunblade. Yeah.
Is there any I think argument for any other items though? Like, if you ask someone else, what would the other opinion be?
Hand of Justice. You really do need sustain on Talon, and Gunblade is the best sustain, but Hand of Justice is fine. Giant Slayer actually also works really well. I've run Infinity Edge Giant Slayer Hextech Gunblade, and that thing pumps out a lot of damage and a lot of sustain. So options for a board that is not getting played. Although, okay, but
now we get a Talon
Infinity
board.
Edge Talon. Clearly, this is a Talon game, right?
Thank you to production. We get to see a real Talon board, but yeah, leveling to 5 really aggressively.
It's hyper roll. It's not a Talon game. It's fine.
If only hyper roll functioned like the name suggested, right? And you just hyper roll every turn and re-rolled, kind of like early, you know, set 1, set 2 of TFT before people started discovering, hey, slow rolling's a bit better. But we're not the world we're living in. But we are living in the world where Apple T is level 5. At 2-2, and is probably going to bully the rest of the lobby, but maybe not actually, is going to lose because, yeah, this drive-in with the Sunfire, very strong early game power, especially compensated by that Lucian with the Luden's augment. But Apple T, 2 losses being level 5.
Yeah, it's hyper roll again. You're just taking those aggressive levels, just trying to save some HP, and he is saving some HP, and also apparently gets access to level 5 shots. Huh? And by level 5, apparently I mean level 7 shops?
Yeah, some level 8 shops aren't even like that. Okay.
I've seen more shops at level 9.
Yeah. I mean, okay. So playing these units right now for Apple T is pretty good because the unit quality, right, is going to be better than the majority of other units. But also, when Apple T does not want to econ, they're running hyper roll. They can sell these units later for gold, right? Get their investment back. And that's perfectly okay. The Sivir with an IE, super good item. Renata, I mean, I feel like might as well just throw the rod on there, but yeah,
Yeah, and
unit quality is not good enough.
we're
This Mo
very
just
like
steamrolls the board.
we're over here with our reactions to hitting that shop, but it's not like this board is good. It's not like
No.
it massively improved the board. It's okay, cool. We found 2 4-cost units. We're probably gonna play around Sivir now, but we don't have a Sivir board yet. We have 1-star innovators. We have a 1-star carry. We have a random Renata. That if this wasn't hyper roll, that'd actually be a big gold sink.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a you have direction now. You hit a carry, you hit the Sivir, you can play around the Sivir now, or even potentially just play the. If you end up stuck in innovators, you can use the Sivir to get to Aurelia later. That is doable, especially with these AD items. Especially Bonaparte now has a bow. It's looking like more of an AD Sivir setup than the traditional. Or the setup we saw earlier with these hyper attack speed Hextech Sivers.
Yep.
So, got some options, does have direction now, and that's what's so good about hitting those 4 costs in that shop. Even though it does not that much for your board power right now.
Yeah. Moving over to Mercurial's board, gonna be level 500 HP. Because of slamming an early game, Sunfire actually is going to have 2 belts and 2 vests, and that's all the items. But that's okay. 4 scrap, 3 innovators, and also the augment being second wind. You mentioned earlier that actually you kind of like second wind, at least more than Mort Dog, which I think most people might. But in what situations is second wind going to actually get a decent amount of value in your opinion?
Super generally, it depends on the board, but it's usually when you have a bunch of frontliners all taking aggro, and you can spread out a bunch of damage, and it's second wind really gets value in this weird sweet spot of fight pacing where the fight's like pretty fast, but not fast enough that all your units are dying. So not a lot of value here because we saw just 1 unit died, and then none of the others had taken damage, so second wind barely got any value. So, and that kind of speaks to this positioning. The Scarab is walking up and drawing pretty much all the aggro right now because Blitz isn't walking up. Even just swapping Blitz and the get Singed to take some of the aggro as well. You can get a little bit more second wind value out of that, but it is when you have a slightly slow but not too slow fight with aggro spread out over a bunch of different units that all take just enough damage that second wind gets a good heal on a bunch of your frontliners. Yeah.
We can go as far as to say I think even Mercurial is just positioning wrong, right? Just flat out wrong with the second wind. And I think it just goes to show this augment is usually ignored. We don't know what other options Mercurial had in this situation, but it speaks to the uncomfortability that people have with this augment, right? You don't really know, just these concepts that arguably are fundamental to TFT, like spreading aggro. When does that benefit you? It benefits you in a situation where you have second wind. And this fight, I didn't, fully pay attention to what took the aggro there, but it could have been that positioning difference, maybe. I'm not 100% sure though, so I don't want to say anything definitively.
That fight didn't look that much like a second wind diff because your front line is still mostly 1-star. You still have a Singed 1, Blitzcrank 1, not that many upgrades on the innovators, so the Scarab is still pretty weak. So probably inevitably losing the 5 loss, but maybe a different fight you get way better second wind value because your opponent's board isn't that strong, so your units aren't dying super quickly. So it's not about necessarily that fight. It's what potential do you have, what happens in a different fight, and that can always be a difference maker.
There you go. Oh, Biba going for Twitch reroll. It looks like Biba plays this every fight night and is still sticking with it. Is going to be rolling down in a hyper roll fashion. Hits a lot of units. Actually, every single shop is really, really good for Biba. Wow. Gonna keep it going here as well. Has a Nico. Is this just a sit Nico for Twitch 3? Yes, it is.
Yeah. And I don't remember what he sold, but I think he sold a Camille in order to have the bench space to buy this Twitch rather than level in order to have the bench space. And he stays above 30 gold. He stays above 30 gold still. He has the Twitch 3. He's probably still going to be staying on level 5, going for a bunch of these 3 stars, because with these reroll comps, yeah, you have your 3-star carry, but usually that's not enough to spike you back from this kind of loose streak, semi-open fort position. You need to rely on this overwhelming board strength in order to bring you back. 1 3-star Twitch, you're praying for a 4th from this spot. Now if Piba's just going to econ back up, get back to above 50 gold, roll for some more of these 3-star 1 costs, you have 6 singes. You have 4 god, oh my god.
What is the plural of singed?
Yes.
Yes.
So
I don't know either. I don't have the
you have 4
answer.
Ezreals. You still have you have so many other 3 stars you can hit, and this Twitch is going to stabilize you for a while you're rolling for those other 3 stars, and then at that point you can start playing for those really high placements off of just pure board strength.
I'm actually a little surprised that people are still going that Twitch direction because of the nerf that happened in the B patch. Twitch mana went from 35 to 45. And that's a pretty big deal. I think that cuts Twitch's DPS by a lot. I'm not sure of the math really offhand, but yeah, it's a decent amount. Apparently, actually, chat saying Piba did not play Twitch reroll last game, which I'm surprised about, but good to see Piba considering other options. That's a bit of growth, right? But leaning fully back into it this game when there is the good start for it.
Yeah, and it's the direct Twitch nerf that... Obviously, direct champion nerfs always hurt, but also kind of caught the crossfire of Warwick nerfs because Chemtech got nerfed.
That's true.
And mainly to target Warwick, but Twitch, also a Chemtech carry, that trait is worse, so Twitch is a little bit worse. So Piba probably in about as good of a spot as you can hope for from Twitch. Has the 3-star super early, is going to be re-rolling for the other 3 stars. For now, that 3-star Twitch helps so much. Without that, he is so much less stable, probably keeps losing through stage 3, is going to be 20 HP on 4-1 and praying he hits all the 3 stars. So about as good of a spot as you can hope from Piba playing that comp.
I think you're definitely right about that one. Moving over to Marovi's board. Had a very interesting choice, I think, on the last augment, but decided to go Battle Mage. Had a pair of Renatas, and yeah, is leaning into the Renata direction. Had a Zac 2 upgrade, which obviously pairs really well with it. No 3 Chemtech quite yet, but if we're talking about Chemtech nerfs, it also will, be a little bit detrimental to this board. This board is not strong, even just regardless. It might win the round just because Zac upgrade, pretty good at this point.
Oh yeah,
but,
Zac 2
no items for the Renata. Yeah, very good.
Yeah, with there you go. But again, Renata also caught in the crossfire a little bit. She didn't get that much worse because a lot of the board relies on Bruiser frontline rather than just raw Chemtech power. Obviously, she benefits from Chemtech, but that's not the crux of your frontline. The crux of your frontline is these big, chunky bruisers. And so she's still strong. She got touched a little bit, but especially we have the blue buff already. You have Renata pair. It's a good spot to play Renata, and I think that's what's happening with a lot of these players. They have these nerfed comps, but they're playing them out of good spots, because when you're trying to hard force those comps, things just go south really quickly. And that's when you start bombing out in bottom 2s. For now, Miravi's still pretty unhealthy, but with that Renata pair, if he hits on level 7, could definitely have room to spike himself back, get that top 4 in.
Is likely to hit. I think it was about 40 gold, level 6 Renata pair. That's a pretty good spot to be in from that position, especially with the frontline already upgraded, right? You don't have to dig really deep on a level 7 roll down to hit upgrade. Zac just does it. Move over to Khroen, who is a player who is a pretty good spot in this game. Is running a Talon, but might not be a Talon carry for the entire game, unfortunately.
Well.
Or do you think otherwise?
Well, there's potential. I don't want to get my hopes up, but there's potential.
I never know how much copium Jirachy's bringing to the Talon train here, so...
I'm trying not to inhale too much copium here.
We'll see. If
the only thing is the item setup is not great.
No.
Krill doesn't have pick priority, so hasn't been necessarily getting these Talon items, and had to take Trade Sector as the second augment, which always feels
Yeah.
really bad not taking a combat augment second, especially like it's the same deal as the econ augments. The econ augments feel so much better on 1-4 than 3-3
Yep.
because of the power of getting all that gold that much earlier. It can completely snowball. You take Trade Sector on 3-3, you've lost how many free Trade Sector rolls? 7? 8?
Yeah.
I believe
8. Yeah.
yeah, something like that. You've already lost eight rolls out of that augment. You're no longer getting full value. So it feels bad. We also don't have, we're down the gold combat augment. We don't have Talon items. I can see just going for the Talon reroll, but it really is a pray we hit Talon items off these wolves here angle.
Yeah, well, we're gonna see. I mean, yeah, if i.e., even if like a glove, bow, rod drops, right? That's already, a big part of the way there, and that's, I think, really reasonable from this position. Rolls another Talon and picks up instantly. Obviously, is just picking up kind of everything.
Talon!
That shot, but yeah, this
It's a
could
Talon
be.
game!
It's
People
looking like
awesome!
Oh man, Leona's as well. Going for that Leona 3.
You
It's
know,
way closer to Leona 3 than Talon 3.
Leona 3 is bonkers.
Yeah.
She does not die. Even without VIP, she does not die. Hitting Leona 3 actually does so much for the Talon. Okay, we hit Gunblade half of the way there.
Oh,
and
there's the glove.
The glove.
Okay.
We take that.
Big,
That is fine. Goes for the IE first. So, and at this point, it's different item priorities. You also, with these items, you could honestly go for the second locket. That's more of a old like set 4.5 Spirit Sins kind of tech where you just stack the lockets, not necessarily worry about your carry items.
Yeah.
And if that's what Khroen is going for, then that kind of makes sense. Just more like spreading out the general power of your board rather than investing all these items into the one nerfed carry. But not opting to slam the second locket for now, potentially greeting that for echo items. We'll see where that goes later. For now, though, runs into Peebo, who has the Singe 3 already, still has the Twitch 3, and might be losing this fight to Talon 2.
Can the Twitch get through Leona? I mean, Leona's already really tanky at just that tier 2, which, however, okay, dodges for the Zyra cast, and that could be the difference. Killing Zyra quick enough. Nope. Oh, the auto attack as Twitch was being lifted into the sky. That crossbow bolt just around. That was close.
That's a didn't slam second locket diff. And I think, honestly, there's a world that not slamming that second locket, even without the hindsight, was just a mistake. Because you're playing this from ahead. You're almost playing this as a tempo reroll comp. And when you're doing that, you can still slam items. You're still going for the whole board in that reroll setup. So just slamming items, getting power across the board rather than just a Talon, there's merit to that. And that fight especially, that fight was a did not slam a second locket diff.
That's really interesting. I don't think a lot of players, I mean, if you're considering the first locket, yeah, you got to be thinking about lockets, right? But a lot of players just don't consider that as well. They just hard tunnel on, oh, these are my carry items. I need my carry to, do just that, right? Carry. But merit to playing that tempo style. I think people playing tempo is really misunderstood in TFT, and that's a great situation to kind of, break down there. I'm going to talk about it a bit later as we're moving on to different boards right now. Scouting out, seeing, yeah, the Talon board actually does win this one. So, yeah, being able to carry that streak forward would have been really nice. The lobby HPs are starting to even out as well. Mo is in first place in the lobby, 76. Apple T, Material, Rovi, all down in the 30s. Look at you Nims board. There's some innovators and actually farming some items as well.
Yeah, and this looks like the flexible AD carry setup that we love this set and we talk about a lot. Although, looking at the lobby, there's a lot of AD players. We see a Sivir, we see a Jhin already facing into Mo's Jhin right now. So maybe he has to get stuck into Draven, which out of these carries with these items, maybe
Ooh.
not the most optimal. If we go for Rageblade off Carousel, then it can work, but we're in the Innovator setup. It's so hard to fit Draven into that board. You can, but it's way harder than fitting in a Striker or fitting in the Jhin.
Yeah.
So finding himself in a bit of a spot of, hey, I have this thing I want to play, but it's so contested right now.
I know. With a broken stopwatch as well from Mo. I mean, okay, with the mana buffs actually to Jhin, that makes broken stopwatch a ton better, right?
I think so. But there's a decent number of fights where just Jhin doesn't ult in time for broken stopwatch, and the value of broken stopwatch is Jhin just free firing the ult when none of the board can move. So guaranteeing we get the ult off before broken stopwatch triggers. Yeah, it was already really good on Jhin. You have, I think, 1 tier, I think was the timing, and it would hit like the tail end of broken stopwatch. I'm not 100% sure, but now especially, yeah, Jhin will be ulting while broken stopwatch is triggering. So yeah, it's really
powerful.
Strong now, actually.
Definitely. Looking at Yisunim's roll down here, level 8 is farming items as well because of that junkyard. So that endgame board is going to be really capped. Finds a Jhin, and that might be the pivot point. It is contested, but that is okay. Holding the Zeri for a lot longer than one might expect, but yeah, I might just play a Jhin Zeri board. Not quite yet, however. Putting this Jhin in. Would it take out the Innovator? Probably down the line, however. Gonna be able to make a decision soon because there's an Irelia pair, a Draven pair. Probably just waiting until they hit one of them and then kind of pivot from that point.
Yeah, and pretty much no matter what in TFT, this is just such a core principle of TFT. Try and play an upgraded carry because units get way better when you 2-star them. And that's kind of an understatement. So yeah, we're losing gold by holding a Draven pair plus an Ahri that is probably never going in. But if we sell this Draven pair, we're just closing off our options. Even if we hit this Draven too, even if we want to get to Aurelia later, then you just use that as a carrier. We hit the Aurelia too.
Yep.
So there you go. There's your carry, but it doesn't mean that holding those Dravens was incorrect because you're keeping your options open. You're opening up as many angles as possible. You're giving as much potential for your board to be strong as
exactly. And I think the pick there was cybernetic uplink, and that's going to be even more value because of the junkyard items that they were generating. So really, really nice kind of synergy there. Also, that there was a choice of the Woodland Charm, and I feel like nobody takes that augment kind of seriously. Do you think there actually are times where you take Woodland Charm and it's useful?
If you're playing Darkstar Mutants, and that's about it.
There is one situation.
There's probably some other setups, but most of the time it's just super weak units that don't do anything. Like even if you get clones of some big 3-star 4-cost or something, they're still such low health that they don't do anything. They die instantly.
Yeah.
There's a clip of Appies hitting Woodland Trinket with an RE3, and the copies both did like 500 damage.
That sounds about right. Also, we can test to see how unkillable this Leona 3 actually is, because Leona 3 is here on the table. It actually 1v5.
Wait,
Ziggs missed the bomb. Wow,
the answer is yes. General board power, not just hitting your one carry you're focused on 3-star. Oh, we're gonna go for everything 3-star. We hit Leona 3, which is actually pretty high roll on level 6. Like that's wow, that is very strong. Usually you don't hit that until around stage 6, and we have a Leona 3 on 4-6 for some reason. So that's super strong 3-star alongside eventually we're gonna hit Talon 3. They were also set up to hit Zyra and Syndra 3. So 4 3-star or just 4 3-star units. That's the whole combined board power. And in this case, gave Khroen that win. So it's about going for everything, not just your one carry. And
VIP Talon in this shot, but of course this
Yep.
direction already decided.
It's a
As
Talon
move
game.
over to it's a Talon game. It's
It's a Talon
decided.
game.
Roll into a Talon stage 5. It's a pivot. Move over to Mo's board. Hits the Jin 2. The front line, I mean, it does have a bear in there, right? But besides that, it's a little bit lacking. Maybe a lot bit lacking. It actually goes to slam all of these items as well, going Archangel Echo. But now we get to see Stopwatch and the Jin. It is turned to a way that only hits one unit. Is going to line things up soon. Not quite yet, however, actually that Jin targeting really made the difference in that round for Mo.
Yeah, that's Jin is a really good unit, and sometimes it's like we were talking about Alistar last game.
Exactly.
His targeting can make or break a fight. Sometimes he just completely griefs, hits the other side of the board, is hitting one unit at a time. Other times he's hitting the front line, the enemy carries are on the opposite side, and those bolts hit the carries and just one-shot the carry in the back line, because sure. So yeah, that fight, targeting not quite working out. And yeah, and part of it also actually has to do with this front line being kind of weak. This front line dies fast enough that the Jin doesn't have enough time to really get all that damage off and get damage off with good angles and a good fight setup with just standard front to back. So we were talking earlier about how Jin just needs time and just didn't have it that fight.
Yeah, it's going to be set up for some good angles this fight, and probably has a little bit more time. The front line isn't great. That's all something that is to Mo's detriment. But yeah, Jin's going to pierce through to the carries in the back there. Quirky taking a fourth shot, but survives. Still going to be a Mo round win here, I would imagine. Nothing else really on Pat Slice Pizza's board on the other side, but it is a nice board to get a top 4 with, right? A lot of Chalice slams, Zeke slams, just have that power spread out in these aura items. Is going to start dropping, however, in stage 5. Still first place for now, but not for too much longer. Gonna make Uriel actually go out in 8th place as well. Krill, the next lowest person, did hit Syndra 3, but I don't believe has hit Talon 3 yet.
You know, we gotta check in with Pat Slice Pizza because I think he's doing the updated Soju special. Get 50 gold, is slamming a bunch of chalices. Okay, it's not 3 chalices, it's 2 chalices and a Zeke's, but it's just the slam aura items go fast 9 that Soju has been doing a lot right now. Granted, he's almost Grandmaster doing that, but he's still doing it a lot. Just the evolution of the Soju special, of the fast 9 into going 8th.
Yeah.
We're doing it with chalices.
Yeah, I think I saw a game actually where he had 6 chalices, maybe one with more actually. It was kind of crazy. Just trying to really test those limits there, but I think the concept has merit. And we'll see if Pat Slice Pizza is going to take a page out of the Soju special, and when it comes to go level 9, roll once, not hit, and go 8th. Well, I guess you can't take 8th this game, but take 7th, or actually stabilize correctly with it. We'll see as we reach our stage 5 carousel. Good people pick up here.
Yeah, we're back on board with him. At this point though, you're looking for the 5 costs, or looking for some kind of items for those 5 costs. His carry items right now are the aura items and then Rabadons. So how do we fit into the Rabadons? Probably just this Rage Blade. We're looking at some kind of AP angle. Probably going to be looking at Victor.
Yeah.
I imagine there's also
Kaisa, maybe?
You can go Zeri, you can go Kaisa. They're not the greatest with these items, but they're more or less acceptable. But especially because he's going fast 9 at this point, you need to play around the 5 costs, and at this point you're trying to play around the carry items for the 5 costs. This is a true fast 9.
This is not the Soju special. Soju would agreed it until 6-2, maybe 6-1.
Yeah. Well, the Soju special is doing it with 10 gold and then just not hitting and then just going 8th.
Yeah, that's true. It's being a little bit less HP than this too.
Yeah, he's not going 8th. This play is fine of just slamming the level 9 right now. Just getting the extra unit in, stem the bleeding a little, because just going pure fast 9, not leveling here and staying on level 8, he would be bleeding out so fast that there's a good chance he eats a bot 4. As is right now, the level 9 might have made a difference. This is looking like it'll be a win, actually, as long as they can take down this unkillable Leona. But in a 5v1,
think it's gonna happen. Jinx is a strong
There's no
unit,
way,
but
right?
maybe
There's
it's still
no way.
time. 2, 1.
Okay.
Ah, does it
Okay.
in
Okay.
just the nick of time.
That
Yeah,
that is a tanky Leona, but into a
very.
Rage Blade Jinx. Good luck. Oh.
Whoa!
Oh hi.
Hey, that's what you
That's
like to see.
there you go. Level
Just
9
hit.
diff. Level 9 diff. It's not just getting the extra unit in the stabilize, it's also getting two extra level 9 shops, and then
Yep.
you just hit these 5 costs like this.
Yeah, just the specific 5 costs that you want, 2 of them in the same shop, and you just have enough gold to buy it. Yeah, it feels pretty good. It doesn't feel good for Morovia, though. They do go 7th. Real action on the chopping block now, as, yeah, Talon reroll, a little bit hurting.
Honestly, this Jinx is also the literal exact 5 cost he wanted because he had the twin shot set up already.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
hits the Jinx too, has a Rage Blade for it. The Jinx dies. He has the Jinx too. That's all we care about right now.
Has the Jinx too. This fight didn't go their way. That's okay. Still multiple lives remaining, and I think that was the timing of when you go 9, right? You go 9, you actually hit to become a lot more powerful, and you still have a few lives remaining, right? Generally, when you equate the Soju special, it's when you really greed it out to the last second. You know, you only have 1 life remaining, and then you don't hit and you die. But Bad Slice was able to stabilize because they didn't just go for 6 chalices. They actually had some front line. There is a Vex that's fully itemized, and she's actually really one of the unsung heroes of this board. Really unfortunate, however, the dragon item is a Sunfire, and already having one, but Bad Slice is going to use this turn as a little bit of a pivot point.
Yeah, and that early of a level 9 with not that much gold, that is a bit more of a play for a consistent placement, which I imagine is what Pat Slice Pizza is going for. If you're trying to greed that out to 6-1, 6-2, yeah, you have more gold to roll, but you're also 20 HP unhealthier. You're gonna be on 1 life. Your risk of bot 4ing is so much higher, but your chance of going first is also higher to compensate. But taking that early level 9 to just, you don't have as much gold to cap out your board, but you do save HP and you do have a much higher chance of getting that top 4. And at this point, honestly, it's maybe not correct for everyone, but if that's what Pat Slice Pizza is going for, then he did it correctly.
Yeah, really great Shroud from Bone Apple Tea here. It's going to hit the clump. The Alistair is going to cast, but Jinx actually still gets the ult off. This is a 6 Hex Tech, 4 Striker. Really cool board here from Bone Apple Tea. And might end up working out because that is a really strong Vi. Hex Tech, Titans, Archangels. That Vi almost did the most damage that fight, just under the Irelia. Yeah, Sivir's not really the only carry in this board. You take her out, there's still 2 others. 3 even. You consider the Alistair a carry a little bit too,
I mean, we watched the last game, right?
Never
Is this
mind,
really a carry? Is it really? Wait,
I take it all back.
That's a double Gunblade Talon 3. Wokage?
Ooh, Piba 1 HP. Krill's 8 HP with that Talon, so 1 fight loss.
I believe.
That it's gonna go out, but we can believe. We can huff the copium further.
Oh my god.
Hope that it does. Indeed, top 4. But Piba with the dragon right now, up against this Hex Tech board.
Yeah, actually, this is, believe it or not, this is actually good positioning for Piba, because yes, Bone Apple Tea got the clump, but it was the clump on the opposite side. Usually you actually want the clump to be on the same side as the Twitch, so everything kills the front line, then turns on the Twitch and kills it. That's what makes a clump super valuable, not just having a clump. If the clump is on the opposite side of a ranged carry like that, ranged carry is just going to get to the backline anyway. So actually a crucial positioning mistake for Bone Apple Tea that I think costs him this top 4 here.
Yeah. Man, yeah, it's difference of a couple placements, like you said. The top 4 probably. Krill is now level 8. Hit a Zyra 3 as well to complement this board. Is rolling for some kind of upgrade, be it Syndicate, Scrap, anything. You get Scrap here, so.
Wait,
shielding.
Has Krill just not found an Echo this whole time?
It looks like it.
Or I wonder if there has been no Echo, or if the staying with the Nocturne 2 has been intentional.
I feel like you
Huh.
would play the Echo, right? I mean,
I'm
you get
pretty sure
scrap value for free. There's no way you pass it up.
an Echo one has to be better, right?
Yeah,
I'm pretty
100%.
sure it's better.
100%, I think. But Biba might be Biba's last round in this game as, yeah, Twitch is stuck on this Leona 3.
Yup.
He's too tanky. He's
Top
too
three,
good.
top three for Talon. There is no
He's
copium.
good.
It is only hopium here on the desk.
Turn those frowns upside down. Mo does go 5th. Biba takes a 4th. Barely just 2 HP difference there. As Yisu Nim is 3rd. Real reasonably could see this game out to a 1st place.
Yeah, I mean, Pat Slice isn't that capped out. Depends on how many more 5-cost upgrades Pat Slice finds, or how many Yisu Nim finds. Because that is what Talon really struggles into. Like, Talon can still beat like standard 4-cost carry boards. It's when you really start capping out, you really start getting the upgraded 5-cost. There's just too much power for Talon to contend with, and just can't anymore. Pat Slice now hits the Zeri too. That might be enough to guarantee that Khroen cannot get any higher than top 3, maybe top 2 if they're lucky. The Talon is on the same side as the Cold.
Oh, Zephyr.
And also got Zephyred. So this one looking a little bad for Talon.
If Leona could buy enough time, maybe still possible. No.
Aurelia focusing Talon always loses.
Yep.
It's a 3rd.
There.
We take those. We take those.
Good
3rd
enough
for Talon in Fight Night. I will take that.
Good enough for the Jirachy. Seal of approval. Played their heart out to get there, and yeah, I mean, it did work out. It did not look bad. That is for sure, right? There was potential there for that comp in a bit of a slightly weaker lobby, or maybe better positioning, dodging Zephyrs, whatever, to get a 1st out of their mind. So, good to see, right? Even though it was nerfed, not completely off the table.
Yeah, and again, any kind of lobby where someone gets to the super capped board state, that Pat Slice hasn't super capped out his board, but it's getting decently capped. You've got some 2-star 5 costs. Yisu Nim has Sin Aurelia, doesn't have any upgraded 5 costs, but still has them in there, has a bunch of upgraded 4 costs as well. So super strong boards, 2 super strong boards on 1 life, fighting it out for 1st. This is Zeri 2 in the back line and is now just getting focused down. So that is a kill for Yisu Nim, who's going to take 1st in game 2.
There we go, with a few different carries there. Had the Jhin, had the Jinx as well. Just wow, such a good board there. It wasn't even a capped board like you're mentioning. These legendary boards, right? There's still a lot more room for them to be powerful. It wasn't quite as crazy as lobby as we saw in game number 1, but I think still a very interesting one. Got to see, of course, Talon, like it was fantastic, but way less Sivir prominence in that one too. And that lobby dynamic was completely different from the previous game. Players, I think, just kind of having maybe a little bit of just I don't want to say like fun with the patch, but really in a period of discovery, right? Trying to figure out where exactly is Sivir's spot and where are the spot of things like Jhin, like Draven, like just going fast 9 legendaries and things like that. But let's go ahead and take a look at the scores and see what happened in lobby A, which we did not get a chance to see last game. And it was Bruh taking 1st, our call-up Maki in 2nd, Piggy 3rd, Glaceon, player diff, not quite the same way to get a 1st skin, but still top 4s. But this game 3 Jirachy is going to be very, very intense. The last game into lobby. Which lobby do you want to see? Do you have a preference?
Wow. I honestly, I want to see some scoreboards first. It's overall it's one game. Who knows? So in any context, just having one game, it gets rough. And honestly, I'd love to see some lobby A. You've got a good amount of players that are hovering around that midpoint, which is so crucial to watch. Harakawa with a bot 4 can easily fall into that bottom 8, not make finals. Piggy, Sub-Zero, Arc, Knick-Knack all hovering around that point. I'd love to get an eye in on that, see where
Yeah.
see how those players play, um see how they try and sneak their way into getting into those last two games, getting into that final lobby, and then from there, how do they get the win on the
Yep.
day? Yeah.
Exactly. It's going to be a long road and really crazy road, especially once we reach those finals. The point values being doubled kind of throws everything in the air, but this last game being so crucial. Like you mentioned, there are 5 players who I think really matters for this game 3. Glaceon with 16 points, probably in a comfortable spot. I don't know about mathematically guaranteed, but again, in a comfortable spot. But the players like Haruka and Bruh, who are on 14 points, if they go 8th, right? If they don't, go for at least a 6 or something like that, they might not be seeing the finals. But it's really going to be the Knick-Knack, Piggy, and Sub-Zero to have a pop-off game, right? You get a Merc opener, kind of play Yordles, hard econ, hard greed, go the Soju special and actually hit, get your first place that way. But I mean, there's a lot of roads to get there. See exactly what that does come through. I'll ask you a very general question, Jirachy. In terms of, it's always like, oh, what do you do in this situation? You play aggressive, you play greedy. There's Mercs, there's Yordles. Are there any other adjustments that you would make to your game plan going into a potential elimination game like this?
It's interesting, and I've been on Fight Night as a player, but in the old format where it's just 4-game lobby, and it's completely different. And there's a couple different ways to approach it. You can approach it from, I'm just going to take it one step at a time. I'm going to try and just get myself into the final lobby first, and then last 2 games points are doubled, then I can go for the higher placements.
Yeah.
Or you can go for you go for a high placement now to put yourself in a better position to go for the win in the last 2 games. With those point values being doubled, it's probably the former. You just get a good placement here, just get yourself there, and then you get your boatload of points from the last 2 games.
Yeah.
But depending on how, like, I know guys like Piba has classically loved the first or 8th style. That's what he really became known for. So can maybe do that even when he doesn't necessarily need to, because it's going to set him up that much better later, even at risk of bombing out now.
I love great points. I love that you bring up Piba as a player who's very well known for that super risky. Going back to like the inception of Fight Night Risings, when it was like Casanova and we literally named 4-1 the Piba round because it was always so exciting to see him roll down and hit Zed with the perfect items, redemption and all that back in like set 2. It was good times. But Piba, not always going for that same style of play nowadays. I think has really grown as a player. I've talked to Boop about this, on previous weeks broadcasts. Sometimes rerolls, and always play that old style, but still having that in his arsenal, really important, especially as we move into this game 3. Piba over in lobby B has 9 points, so might need a really pop-off game this game to make sure they get into the finals as well.
Yeah, so we'll check on lobby B. There's we'll get to that later. For now, game 3, lobby A, hopping on board with Bruh, who has the Yordle opener. Had to take back foot, but even if with the tier start, probably angling towards an AP setup, but you still don't mind taking back foot in this setup. More attack speed means faster casts. Faster casts means more of them, and an AP, you want as many casts as possible. So this is still a good augment choice. It's still a pretty good general augment. Every unit in some form will like attack speed, whether it's for raw damage or to get their casts up, as is gets a bow. So, and that's a 2-item start. That's a hard eco opener.
Oh yeah,
that's a lot of units you want to see.
Yeah, that's literally everything that they wanted to see in that shop.
That's a shop.
And a shiv as well, which is good.
Ziggs too, so you can sell the Ziggs you got off opening carousel. The last parts to a brand too, and the Corky pair.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the items making a shiv, being able to make this AP board a bit stronger as well.
And you're going to get more shiv procs because of backfoot.
Exactly.
This is an opener.
This is perfect.
Yeah. It's an opener. It is certainly an opener. And wait, does he lose?
Oh,
Wait,
is that bomb enough damage?
it's a
It is.
Ziggs diff again. It's always a Ziggs diff.
I feel like saying even just Ziggs diff, meaning it in a positive way, just like
It's weird.
piece of
Oh,
my
it's weird.
soul dies.
Yeah. Trust me, it's weird.
So weird.
But
I agree with you.
This unit does a lot of damage when he's not as blind as Khroen and missing everything.
Exactly, 100%. Farming a Poppy there. Unlikely to roll these 2 or 3 cost Yordles, but hey, still getting that Poppy 2 online. Make that board a lot stronger. Poppy even being back 2 roads so she can get more attack speed. All coming together on that board. Similarly on this board as well from Glaceon, getting some early econ augments is potentially 20 gold here at the end of the round.
Yeah.
And a Nikos.
Does he make 20? I feel like there's a world you make 20. Yeah, you have a bunch of these 1-cost pairs. You'd have to sell at least one whole 1-cost pair, potentially half of another.
Yeah.
But how realistically are you playing this Kassadin? How realistically you're playing the Caitlyn or the Alawi? Like, just considering the making 20 versus selling these units, he's gonna sell off the Caitlyn pair, which actually sounds okay. You're not gonna get in for Enforcer without a Vi anymore, since that got changed to only a 3-piece instead of a 2 and 4. So you sell the Caitlyn pair, that's the least likely to go in. Alawi 2, a little bit less impactful than a Kassadin 2.
All right.
Potentially. So you keep.
Synaptic.
You have potential to keep both of those because of the mutant and the brawler angle. So yeah, find the Cho'Gath. It's a Synaptic game, which also explains the holding Kassadin.
Yeah.
Makes 30 here, because why not? We are so rich right now. We can go level 7 probably on 3-5. We can go very fast level 7 with a lot of gold to roll. Pretty much guaranteed to hit these 3 costs upgraded. And at that point, you're just so strong with Synaptic because this trait is still busted. So,
very. Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
Not killing any units there. A little bit unfortunate, right? Sometimes saving 2 or 4 HP per round in stage 2 is really going to make a big difference later on. I think, as like what you said, we expect Glaceon to have enough gold to roll level 7 on 3-5, stabilize pretty hard from there. But still, this is not like this is a good spot, but it's not a guaranteed spot if they keep taking a lot of big losses like that. Moving on over to the Late Darkness. 100 HP, so they're running Yordles as well, actually. So being able to be 100 HP win streaking stage 2 with farming econ, yeah, you always love to be in that position.
Yeah, and running the Gnar, you can see on the right side of the screen on the damage chart, they're running the Gnar as the carry with Poppy 2 and the Jarvan 2. So good strong Yordles board. This has always been where Yordles can completely snowball out of control. If you have that extra econ from Yordles and you're win streaking and getting that econ from win streaking, your econ catapults so far ahead that you can go level 8 on 4-2, still have good gold to roll, not do like the set 6 fast 8 4-2 with Yordles until you only have 30 gold. You can potentially have 40, even 50 if you keep a win streak all the way. Yep. And one of the big proponents of that on this board is hitting this early Gnar. This Gnar is so strong, especially early, as people have realized, oh, Gnar is a really good unit.
I think, yeah, everyone knew Gnar was a good unit after seeing Spicy Yappies go blue buff BT Gnar, and that if there was any questions before, I don't think there was any afterward.
Absolutely not. The number of times that I hit a Gnar. Okay, we're gonna get in Yordles. We're gonna stay on level 3. We're gonna open fort. We're gonna lose streak. And then the Gnar just wins the round with absolutely no items on it because Gnar is that good of a unit at 1 star.
Yeah.
Oops.
And this is a pretty good econ opener generally, even without the Yordles from the Late Darkness, because they took 3's company. So they're able to get, I guess 12 gold, you can say, off of that. Maybe the Gnar came from that one. Sold the rest, not sure what they were. But 30 gold, even if this round is a loss to streaking into neutrals, to loss streaking into neutrals, then being 40 the subsequent turn, then 50. Still a pretty good spot for the Only Darkness to be in, regardless of the Nadar just being a good early game carry to supplement these losses and kill some unit.
Yeah, probably not gonna be on win streak anymore. Knick-Knack has Talon too.
Okay.
Okay, not getting
Wow.
my hopes up again. I will not be getting my hopes up again. But
we saw it last game.
No,
it's a Talon 2 with IE.
No hopes. No hopes.
I'm on the hopium train
No
here,
hopes.
actually, for the Talon. I'll take that from you, so
Okay.
you don't have to.
Yeah, but it runs into some strong boards. Only Darkness does, so not on a win streak anymore, but still really good econ from Three's Company, from the Yordles, from the bit of early streaking. So we'll check back on them later. Back to overrated. Has Mercs Wait, did he hit 2-1 Mercs and then get his streak griefed?
Might have.
There's a chance. He had 3. He has 3 losses worth of prizes in the chest. So I wonder if it was a 2-1 Merc situation, or just we didn't get in until 2-3 and a 5 loss got snapped. Either way, though, not the greatest spot. He is kind of poor.
Yeah.
For being like 78 HP is not bad, but you're really trying to lose streak with Mercs, so it's a pretty rough spot to be in. You're not going to have that much gold on level 7 when you're trying to cash out. Your cash out isn't going to be amazing because you're only going to be on, was that 7 loss if you try to cash on 3-6? That's fine. It's just not insane.
Yeah.
So could be a bit of a rough game for overrated, depending. It depends on how low he is when he cashes, and it's like any Mercs game, it depends on what you get from the chest.
Yeah, just overall a rough kind of night here for overrated. Only 3 points total. I think got 7th and an 8th. So I don't actually know if they're going to be able to get into the final lobby in general. I don't think so. So this may be just a little bit of a for fun game. Play Mercs, screw it, why not? Be a bit of a spoiler for anybody else, perhaps. Rolls into a Sivir, level 6. But I think with the augment choice being double trouble, is going to stay away from that one. A lot of people rolling down at 3-2. Piggy is one of them. Doesn't look like they actually get that much stronger from it.
Yeah, looking kind of sketch. And it makes sense to roll down here. Whether you're on a win streak or on a loss streak, it actually makes sense to roll to get stronger whenever. Either if you're on a win streak like Piggy is right now, you just roll to maintain an advantage. There's that side versus, oh, I'm ahead. I have a bunch of HP to sack. Rather than what we're actually doing right now, which is, oh, we're strong. We are on a win streak. Let's try and get stronger. Let's try and really press an advantage. Doesn't hit, which is super unfortunate. So it is what it is. He's still got 20 gold. It's not like he completely destroyed his econ trying to hit there. So gets the win anyway. Sometimes that's all you need.
Gets the win. Even just itemization choice here, really speaking towards Piggy's just real desire to win streak, play from ahead with the locket. Jewel Gauntlet Slam as well, and Ezreal. Not something you usually see, but hey, it's still going to get a lot of value. Metabolic Accelerator is what Piggy's kind of hovering here.
There's no way it's good here. There is no way. He's too healthy, and then down a gold combat augment. There is no way.
Probably just has to be Disintegrator, right? I mean, Junkyard's a little late to start farming items, or do you think it's still, there's merit there?
It's late for Junkyard for the items. Oh my god, he took Metabolic. Okay. I'm just not a fan. I'll say though, the merit of Junkyard here is that it gives you the Ez2.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not joking. You're on a win streak. How do you get stronger right now? Do you think you get stronger from Disintegrator or an Ez2 plus some items down the road? There's merit to Junkyard there, even though it seems a little late.
That's 6 Talons.
That's 6. Okay.
There we go. It is going to be another Talon.
Talon incoming.
Just for you, Jirachy.
Yay. They know I'm casting, so they want to
get the caster blessing.
Yeah, exactly. Caster blessing, exactly.
Yeah. It's a real thing. It's a real thing. Knick-Knack is in a position, right, where they're not guaranteed for the finals. They only have 11 points. This game does need to be a good finish, and they are trusting the Talon to give them that finish. If that's not some faith, I don't know what is.
Yeah, and it's playing it from ahead again.
Yep.
The slightly more consistent way of playing reroll has a Sunfire slammed already. I imagine he wasn't necessarily looking to force Talon or really play it off the bat, but oh, I hit an early Talon too. I had hit Infinity Edge. Oh, now I have 6 Talons. That's cool. Okay, let's go for Talon. And I think that is where Talon is weaker, yes, but that is now where he shines. It's harder to play him from loose streak from behind. But when you just have the angle like this, and you have good, not bad items, you have a Frozen Heart now, which is...
Yep.
Frozen Heart Assassins have been good for many, many sets now. So you go ahead and slam that. You have a Sunfire that's been helping you streak to this point. You have one of your Talon items. This sounds like a good item setup to me. Even if he doesn't hit necessarily perfect Talon items from here, the items are still good enough. And he's healthy enough. He can 100% top 4.
Yeah, and we're seeing this positioning because keepers as well. So a little bit of shielding once you're positioned around each other. And that makes a big difference in a lot of situations. Unfortunately, the Frozen Heart doesn't jump to, the right spot. Now it gets into a good spot, though. Be debuffing the really strong Gorky against Sub-Zero, who... Wow, Sub-Zero is very rich right now. Level 740 gold. Solid spot. Could be winning the round versus Talon as well. Talon not quite powerful enough.
Yeah, this also isn't a Talon board. It's
Yeah,
a strong board that just happens to contain a Talon. So it's very different from like a full-on Talon board.
Cash out
Meanwhile,
time.
oh, yep, cash out time. Not bad. I don't think that's bad, right?
For what, like a 6 streak?
That was a 6, yeah.
Yeah. Not bad, not the best. There's not a lot of gold to make this board good. Okay, has double trouble, hits 2 GP2s. The items, however, for this GP are not great, right? There's no like IE, there's no Last Whisper, no Giant Slayer, no nothing. You're not going to slam a Rage Blade or an RFC on the GP. So it's not as strong as I think this board wants to be at this point after cash out.
Yeah, there's... I mean, the bow, you can easily go Titan's Last Whisper. That's not bad. Yeah. But from this point, it doesn't sound great. It's good enough to get the win for now.
Yeah.
Over Knick-Knack, who still doesn't have a Talon board. He's still just playing a board with Talons. But for now, overrated. He does have a good, strong board now. He has 2 Gangplank 2s. There's Gangplank 3 potential real soon. The question is he going to get good enough items off of creeps? Is his board going to spike him back enough to win out from this unhealthy position? It's not that unhealthy for what it's worth. He's 49 HP.
Yeah, not bad.
That's pretty healthy for a Merc cash out, even if it wasn't a great one. So it's probably not going to result there, or probably is a strong word. There is a decent chance this does not result in the first like you ideally want from Mercenaries.
Oh yeah.
But it could, and as it is, there's a good chance this can top 4. Gets an Infinity Edge. Okay.
Yeah, good chance of a top 4. Maybe not of a first. I actually think it's unlikely that this board gets a first from this position. But it all depends on the rolls here, right? Level 7 rolling it down rather aggressively. If GP3 and Lucian 3 come through with double trouble, that all of a sudden is a really, really, really strong board. Checking with that a bit later is move over to Haruka and Maki, playing 6 Tech, playing the back, but the Disintegrator as well with the Sliver. 3 swords. No full item. Wow, Alistair too. Okay.
Huh. That's the big hit. That's I mentioned it earlier. That is what you really want. Alistar 2 at this point, way more important than Sivir 2.
Oh, okay. Well, what are your thoughts on this Giant Slayer slam on the Sivir as opposed to waiting for, say, a Rage Blade with this vertical Hex Tech composition?
You have so many swords. You need to get
rid
of
use
one.
Them somehow, yeah.
Also, Knick-Knack. Knick-Knack does not believe. He leveled. He's not re-rolling.
No Talon.
I'm disappointed. You pumped too much hopium into the cast.
I know.
This is your fault. I blame you.
I blame me too. It's fine. I'll take the L here. Maybe next game, Copium. No,
Copium.
I want to do that.
Yeah.
We got to see one game, honestly. That's good.
You know what? That's more than I expected. It's fine.
Let's see a Warwick game. It looks like there from The Only Darkness, and in 8th place currently.
Got a Gangplank 3 from
Oh,
over.
Warwick
That's
3.
Warwick 3 and Gangplank 3.
Oh, wow. Okay,
On
all of a sudden this
4-2.
lobby's so strong.
Oh, look, hey, it's the Gangplank 3.
Yep.
Huh.
That's something.
Huh.
Can it lose here? If the Alistar gets another ult off,
It's
which it
wait.
does,
The Gangplank didn't play the game.
he actually just got CC'd forever. Hitting GP3, losing the round, question mark? Yep.
Oh, wow. Loses to
really.
an 8k damage Sivir 1, which also, you know that's a Giant Slayer diff already.
Yep. Giant Slayer, good slam, it seems like, from that position, because these 3-star units are coming through. Giant Slayer is getting a ton of value. We see another Giant Slayer here on Sub-Zero's board. This is really just pushing levels, actually very, very rich from this position. 65 gold, level 8, 4-3. This is a fast 9 if I've ever seen one. Really crazy spot.
Yeah, wow. on the win streak, playing
Yeah.
around Yordles and apparently Woodland.
Woodland.
Huh?
Okay, so these Corgis spawn to the backline and they
Wait.
get twin shot procs off, so they actually like kind of do damage, right?
Huh. Huh.
They actually do things.
It's this. Okay, the
Not
I mean the Corki
useless.
died. The Woodland Trinket clone died to a sneeze.
I mean,
But
okay.
it actually did some work? Huh? Huh.
Yeah, I think. That's
Huh.
interesting. That's interesting.
I'm learning.
Our brains are expanding
Kind
here
of.
on the cast a little bit. We can kind of make that argument.
I have gained half a brain cell from watching that. I have progressed from 1 singular brain cell to 1.5 brain cells.
At least we're not losing any, right? We take those.
And it'll be out the window soon, don't worry.
Or by the end of this game, we'll have gained an extra full brain cell, and not just a half.
Oh, hopefully. Brage, give me 1 more full brain cell. That's all I ask for. 2 brain cells, that's all I need in life. Yes.
Would be certainly a massive improvement. Just like Glaceon's looking for massive improvements in this board, this level 7 roll down, going for Cho'Gath 3, Malzahar 3, and to achieve that has 2 Nico's helps on the bench. How far is Glaceon willing to roll here, I think is the question, and it's not going to be below 50.
Yeah, probably not below 50 right now, actually. Sox has talked about the concept of perfect zero in a recently released YouTube video. And so perfect zero here is probably needs with the double Nico could warrant sending it to 0 right now. And the concept of perfect zero is you want to be hitting your gold hitting your board with 0 gold left, because that means you're hitting it as soon as possible.
Yeah.
But in this case, perfect zero just for Malzahar, when you're still going for Cho'Gath 3 as well, not necessarily worth it. So opting to wait to send it all the way to 0, is on 53 HP, has the room to do so, so it's more than correct. It's a Mutant Crest.
Mutant Crest. You can see Mutant Ari, and this board can be insane.
I am learning.
Oh, and 2 Cho'Gaths in the shop. Okay, hey, perfect
Wow.
zero might be achieved soon. Actually, you remind me. I have to go watch that video.
Watch it.
I know that it was a thing, but I have not watched it yet. So.
It is a very informative video. 10 out of 10 recommend watching it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Any Sox video, honestly. Sox is so smart.
Oh,
There's a lot of really, really great content out there from a lot of TFT players, Sox included. Stuff as wait, was that?
Oh, he's opting to go. He's opting to push levels.
Yeah.
And actually, I kind
For
of
the
like
7
that.
mutant. Yeah.
So he can get 7 mutant, and so he has the rolls for Kaisa as well. And the 3 cost odds are the same on level 8. Yeah, you have a lower chance of hitting the 3 stars because you're putting less gold into rolls. You're putting more into experience. But once you get the 7 mutant in, if you can find an RE2 in there, you don't need these 3 stars to stabilize. And also, if you have these Nikos, you have so many things you can Nico to stabilize. You hit 2 Aries, you have a mutant Ari, you can put 1 Nico into that and stabilize off that. You can transfer items off this Malzahar. You can say, screw going for Malzahar 3.
Yeah.
We'll just put these items on an Ari.
Honestly, yeah, R2 may be stronger. I mean, people say, you know, Mal's 2, Mal's 3, no diff. Is that really true, do you think? Obviously a little bit of a diff, but like, is it worth it, I guess?
It's not. Yeah, it depends. Really, he needs the blue buff. If Glaceon doesn't get blue buff here, Malzahar and Malzahar 2 and 3, absolutely no difference whatsoever. If he gets the blue buff, there's merit to sticking around on the Malzahar. It depends on, again, getting the blue buff, but also how many Malzahars he hits on the roll down. He doesn't see any more Malzahars on the roll down. He knows his chances of hitting Malzahar 3 are lower. Oh my god, another Cho'Gath.
And
okay, there's a blue slams it instantly. That's probably a sign he's gonna go for. There's a good chance he goes for Malzahar 3 here.
just another natural.
Wow.
It's just
Okay.
Oh, it hits the Cho 3. Glaceon has had better RNG than I think I've ever seen over multiple games in a fight night. Like, Mortdog has really just tapped into Glaceon's account, blessed the RNG rolls. I don't know what's happening. Glaceon's just actually just built different at this point.
I am learning so much here. Meanwhile, though, Sub-Zero went level
maybe?
9 on 5-1.
Yep.
Huh?
51 HP. Yeah, this is, if we're talking about, you know, wanting to reach a perfect 0, even it's not like a 3 stars, right? I think the concept needs to be carried forward. I haven't watched the video, maybe Sock explains this. But this is not enough gold to land Sub-Zero on the endgame board. Now is going to be just hemorrhaging HP every single turn. Far away from a lot of things. This pivot point, there still leaves, you know, 8 items in the bench, maybe more.
Yeah, and also he had to take salvage bin on 4-6. So this item bench is a
there's more items on the board.
Yeah, there's a lot happening here, like a lot.
I mean, okay, Bodyguard TK2 can't afford to feed this TK anytime soon.
I mean, you have to take this, and like Bodyguard TK2 is still a pretty strong frontline tank. I'm worried though that he's not making items. He's got to figure out his items real quick.
There's still more.
There are still more. It's probably Edge of Knight Morello for the Kaisa, but it's still not making items.
This is peak dizziness.
Yeah, you can tell he's dizzy. Exactly.
There's also the Woodland Charm Kaisa's running around doing not that much. Ori ults. Even if this round is a loss, it's not by that many units.
This fight though looks like a slamming any kind of items diff, and this is the thing about salvage. You when you have all these components on bench, you just have to be decisive. You just have to be decisive about your items, and honestly, slamming Edge of Knight Morello, especially when you have salvage, if you're trying to sell the Kaisa anyway, just make the items.
What is happening, Jirachy?
If you make Edge of Knight Morello and like slam TG on Galio, you win that round, you knock out Knickknack, and you secure yourself top 6.
This is the dizziest I've seen a player be on a transition. I mean, it's a hard spot to play for, but as you just mentioned, you have salvage. Just slam things.
At some point, even if your decisions aren't entirely correct, an incorrect decision is better than not making one.
Yeah.
So, still bleeding out. Knickknack takes the loss as well. It goes down in 6th anyway, but that one win he could have taken might be probably going to be a placement.
Yeah.
So it's rough, and watching people be dizzy is always rough because you're just like, I am seeing this. I think I know what to do. I'm also not in the game. I'm not going through the dizziness myself.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, we've all been there in times where we're dizzy, but like you say, you just gotta make a decision, right? And locked a shop to get a Silco pair. Granted, I guess it is a Silco 2 now. Victor going in with these items would be really nice. There's a Shojin's potential. There's Zeres. There's so many legendaries, but like, what's happening with these, right? Is literally still... There has been items on this board not picked up for 4 rounds now.
Yeah. Okay, we finally... We got it all. But,
like reforgers that are on this item space, like this not being utilized at all.
Okay, we finally got a board going, but is it enough? Wait, the Victor cast actually it sustained enough, but can he kill this
Yeah.
Warwick?
Is there any anti-heal on this board?
No.
No.
Huh.
No anti-heal. We'll be alive.
Are we sure we had a patch? Because, Hextech Sivir everywhere, we're watching Warwick 1vx. Are we sure?
Oh
Are
my,
we
this...
sure?
These rolls are... Oh, okay, Zeri 2. I'm dizzy watching that. I got secondhand dizziness.
Yeah, same. Oh my god. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
I'm leaned back, hands to my temples right now, but we're gonna be seeing another perspective, and that's gonna be someone who's significantly less dizzy. It is bruh. Who? Oh no, we get to see it again. All right, blue buff, i.e. Dual Gauntlet Zeri 2.
You know, I don't. Is that good? I have no idea.
I don't think so. Is my first reaction?
It appears not. No.
Yeah, it appears my suspicions were very quickly confirmed. Sub-Zero takes a 6, and I don't want to spend too much time on that, but it was a little rough.
It'd be like that sometimes.
It'd be like
that. You get dizzy. Everyone gets dizzy. It happens to the best of us. Yeah. Anyway,
this is an interesting dragon.
Huh.
Triple item in there.
Huh.
Double jeweled gauntlet and an archangels. Where do these go?
Tom Kench.
Whoop.
Tom Kench. Wokage. Yep. Tom Kench. Called it.
Is it time to start double feeding this Tom? I mean, we still need...
Oh, I'm so down to double feed Tom AP.
We still need the gold to hit the Tom too. Wait, AP? I feel like he has enough AP with these items.
Okay, he doesn't even have that much AP. He has spell crit.
Okay.
So, more AP. Yeah, exactly.
It's the Jinx too. It does. Over to Haruko and Maki. Alright, this is...
It's one of these lobbies again, by the way.
I understand this at least, right? I'm just...
Oh, yeah.
Actually,
yeah,
Tom Kench as well.
My monkey brain can figure out what's happening with... Oh, we have 6 Hextech on board. Cool. That's all I need to know.
E6 Hextech. Oh, yes. I know what's going on here. Thank you. Giant Slayer, though, the earlier slam from Haruko Maki is going to be doing really a lot of work into this matchup. It's barely not enough. However, Glaceon is going to be taking a chunk out of Harukawa. Only darkness. He's surviving at 1 HP? Yes.
Oh.
At least for now.
Oof, man, we went back to lobby A, and it was just one of those lobbies. Same thing as not everyone hitting all this craziness earlier. But there's a lot of stuff happening. There's a lot of level 9s, and it speaks to like tempos of different lobbies depending on the player complexion, how these players are going to play. This lobby clearly has a lot of players trying to go level 9, playing around 5 costs. So that's that's how it's going to be. We're going to have a lot of 5 costs in.
Beating TK some HP. There is not going to be anti-heal on this board either. Oh, actually the Jinx, if she can actually get her ult off in time. Will she?
Wait, this Warwick has been stuck on a Swain too.
Wow.
Wait,
maybe
second.
the patch did come through. We got confirmation with seeing this.
Yeah, we're playing on 12 points XP. It's official.
Yeah.
But that's gonna send darkness into 5th.
Yep.
Which, in all fairness, playing Warwick right now, not bad.
Not bad indeed.
Not bad.
Glaceon, Bruh, and Overrated are top 4 for this game, and this was not really an important game for Glaceon, but it was for Harukawa, Bruh as well. Overrated, again, might not be able to make the finals either way. Is kind of playing spoiler.
Yeah, with a first has potential, but I'm not 100% sure. But it's like anything. You're that far behind, you know you need to go for a first. You just go for Mercs. You hit the first, and then pray everything works out that you can make it through to the next round.
Yep. Even if it's for like rolling for Mercs on 2-1, sometimes you've seen that happen and work out.
Actually, a Nico in game 6
Yeah.
of Innovation, I think it was.
Yeah, one of the cups. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, rolled 2-1, hit, and
Yep.
yeah, it was beautiful.
Yeah, he needed a first to get into top 4, so he rolled on 2-1 for Mercs, hit the 2-1 Mercs, and then went for first. And even if he hadn't hit there, it still would have been correct, because you still need to go for that type of play in order to go for your highest chance of getting first there.
Yeah, double feed did not happen. Was expecting it, but oh well. Trying to just find more units for the board, it looks like. This off. Will it be paired off with actually 2 Silcos?
Sure.
Does this just kill the board too fast?
This might be a grief, yeah. Especially because we didn't even get full mastermind value, so this might... Hard might be a grief.
They're going to be getting mana quicker because of the Scholar as well. A lot of buffs. Victor is still alive, and hey, Victor's the only thing you need alive. That cast was really good. Can he get another one off? No, he cannot. The Jinx. Can the Jinx finish off the Gangplank? It's so close.
Okay.
But Gangplank gets the bullet to Jinx. And, sure.
You know what? That wasn't a Silco griefing diff. That was a just...
No.
Oh, Overrated is just so strong with Lucian 3 and GP3 diff.
Yeah.
This board can probably get close. If he hits Silco 2, bro might actually have this. Because this is about as capped out. But once you hit these last couple upgrade 5 costs, you have how many are you playing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 5 costs.
Could make the argument that
that's a lot of legendaries, by the way.
Yeah,
I don't know if you knew. 6 5 costs all upgraded. That's a lot of them. Yeah.
It definitely is. Could make the argument that Silco, if it was replaced with a twin shot, actually could have allowed Jinx to clean up a lot faster. So it could have been a Silco grief, even if it isn't Silco's ability, right? Oh, actually, this round's gonna go over to Bruh anyway.
Oh, he won.
Yeah. Turns out when you have 2 Silco 1s on the board, it isn't that great. But when you don't have that, it's a little better. Hex Tech. Wow. Over there. And Gunblade for Bruh.
That's... Okay, it's looking like a second for Overrated. That's about as useless of a spat as you can get from this Rift Herald.
Yeah, is there... What's the biggest use? I mean, it's 2 Hex Tech Splash, like who cares, right?
Yeah, 2 Hex Tech, the strongest trait in the game.
This Gunblade's gonna be really nice for the Tom Kench. I think Gunblade's
it's gonna be
seen as the bested slot for Tom Kench.
Especially with how much HP AP this Kench has. Gunblade in general has just been such a good item this set. So
Bro just can't
you're
hit.
healing off a lot of damage.
Yeah,
like a lot.
Bro just cannot hit this Galio nor the Silco. That's a lot of gold spent for really nothing there. It feels a little bad. And Bro do it again. This is stage 7. Gonna be some big hits here. The game doesn't guarantee to end, but it probably will.
Got the Jinx Zephyred with... He got the Jinx Zephyred last round too, which I think if you have to pick one, you probably, between Jinx and Victor, probably would rather get Jinx Zephyred, because her plopping in late like this is fine. You just really want Silco to... you want Victor especially to cast as early as possible. So didn't get the Victor Zephyred. Gets that hidden onto Overrated. Overrated dying with 50 gold, was trying to sack to level 9 for that one turn. So Bruh gonna take game 3 now. Yeah. Yeah,
really nice. I would totally agree that Victor cast was pivotal. It took out the Gangplank, was able to lead Bruh to a much needed victory. Actually, I think they chained 2 first places in a row now. So gonna be in a really good spot for the finals. Let's go ahead and see where the scores are and who's going to get into those finals. We have just the lobby scores right now, however, as you're watching lobby A, but in lobby B, Pat Slice Pizza took the first. Krill, who was our Talon player last game, took a second. Mercurial, Morovy, Mo started the day off strong, but dropped, and Eva actually over there in 7th. Not sure who's gonna get into the finals, but we're gonna see soon. Jirachy, it's gonna be close, I think, with this middle of the pack.
Yeah, rewarded for playing Talon. Oh, we're in top 8, and okay, cutoff was 13.
That's
That
wow.
lack of first actually mattered for overrated because
Yeah,
puts them in a tiebreaker. Depending on how that tiebreaker shakes out, they could be an over knick-knack. So
that's yeah. This is the lowest point
yeah,
threshold that we have seen in this new Fight Night
that
format to make it into the finals. I believe like the top end players were all consistent, but there was some low rolling kind of jumping around between all these players because the from what is it 8th to 16th there's only a 4 point gap. That's really crazy.
welcome to a top-heavy lobby. You got all these players at the top stealing points away from the bottom and the middle of the pack, so that just pushes the threshold down. And third, okay, what is that? Like a 5th place average makes it in the
Yeah.
finals. Okay, wow, just wow.
Wow, indeed. That's about all I could say about that. I mean, these finals with these players, the Glaceon effect, I'm gonna call it, of just hitting whatever you want, whenever you want. That's gonna be pretty exciting to see if that actually continues into the final lobby, because it always is when you take the best, put them all in a lobby together, we get some really, really cool stuff. We're gonna have to wait a few minutes till we get there because we're going on a quick break. We'll be right back with the finals of Fight Night Rising. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Fight Night Rising. With 3 games down, and that means we are into our finals where the point values are doubled and things are sure to get even more crazy. So Khroen joined by Jirachy, and Jirachy, over the past 3 games, we've seen a lot of different comps, right? We've seen a bit of Jhin, Mutant, Tech, Warwick, Witch, and crazy legendary boards, even Talon, which, was really a sight to behold. But is there anything else that we haven't seen yet that maybe you were expecting comp-wise?
What are we missing?
Dude, that's a good question. Because we've seen a lot, right?
We've seen a lot.
Unless something jumps to your mind. Oh, that is
We
true.
haven't seen that much Aurelia, actually. There might have been some in the lobbies we missed. But, yeah, Aurelia was one of the champions that got nerfs in 12.6, not in 12.6b. So she's been out of the meta a little bit for a little while, but it's not like she's been bad. She's just been taken down a notch.
Yeah.
So not seeing her a little bit surprising. We also, we've seen a lot of comps, but we haven't necessarily seen that many of them. We've seen a few that just haven't really done that well. Ari's been struggling a little bit. We haven't seen too much dedicated Renata either. We've seen some. We've seen Renata and even Jhin splashed into other boards, but we really haven't seen boards centered around those units so far. So it does speak a lot though to how diverse the meta is, how much you can play, and even these strong carry units, how well you can just slot them into whatever board you want.
Yep. And you can't just say, oh, a thing was nerfed, it's unplayable now, because there's evidence of multiple comps that, do pretty decent. Hextech being one, Talon being another. Warwick, maybe haven't quite seen that evidence yet. But, hey, I think if you get a Warwick board with a high roll enough opener, you can still probably pilot it to maybe not a first, but still a top 4. But right now, we're looking at Pat Slice Pizza, starting off with a Rod. Speaking of AP starts, this is gonna be one of the ways to do it.
Yeah, and Rod screams AP start, but is still pretty flexible. You can easily flex over into AD. You have a lot of Rod items that you can build that fit into AD comps that are just good general flexible items. Morello is an AP carry item, but can easily just slot into an AD board. You can build an early locket to save HP and or win streak. Even an Ionic Spark, he could slam this and just use that to streak and just play AD later. It's not like it's bad. You have a lot of options out of this, and just because you take Rod specifically doesn't mean you're locked into AP. It is a pretty flexible item start.
That's true. Rageblade, another one that you can certainly go, especially with the Sivir. And Treasure Trove, of course, early econ. Gonna be a lot of players' preference. Get some Malzahar. Gonna be checking the Mutant here. It is Adrenaline Rush.
Okay, no
Pair of
Synaptic.
Echoes, though.
Yay, no Synaptic.
Yep. Still good. Malzahar is a great unit to play as a carry. You can still just play it with, Arcanist, whether it be reroll or going 8 Arcanist maybe even. I think we talked about that a little bit earlier. I think we saw it. 8 Arcanist to get nerfed coming into this patch. But it has a Singe in the shop. Could go Innovators as well. Echo's such a good unit. So if we maybe pre-level here and can then Echo too, that could be a real nice opener.
Yeah, he's actually got a lot of options. You have this Echo 2, which is enticing to play around, but you don't necessarily have the rest of your board set up for it. For the AP Arcanist side, you have Leona, you have the Malzahar, so yeah, he's gonna get rid of those. Yes, he has a Morello. Yes, he could put that on the Echo, but the rest of the board isn't set up. So I do think this actually is the correct play. You can just get in the Leona, maybe get Corki in, and at least play around this Malzahar, because this Malzahar is your early carry, is an early carry unit. Yeah. Echo is a good unit early. It's just not necessarily what you think of when you think of I need a carry. So we're opting to play around the carry we hit. We have a board that can support it, so we're going for that. And I totally think how Pat Slice Pizza is playing this opener is correct.
Definitely, there was the potential Innovator option, but with the Echo, again, like you said, not being the carry, not quite good enough. Is going to play around this Malzahar. I believe actually he did miss out on making 10 gold, sold the Echoes, but didn't sell anything else, and actually still kept the units. Maybe they just want everything here. wins the round. So yeah, oh, I mean, okay, yeah, wins the round.
Yeah.
I guessed it for a brief moment. I thought the round would end a little faster, but that's okay. Makes 10 now, and hopefully keep that win streak going. Let's move forward to Knick-Knack. Yordle's printing money, always good.
Same deal with who, I don't even remember who it was last game that was playing this Yordles with Nar opener. Bit of a win streak going on. I mean,
yeah.
it's just one win right now, but you have 80 items, you have weak spot, you have the Nar already. It's looking good until you Fat Slice Pizza leveled to 5.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Not quite looking
did I
good.
Say win streak? No.
No, I don't think so. I didn't hear it.
I never said win streak. I said you're lose streaking now. Yep.
Or you know, win loss. The first opener.
It's so cursed.
You never want to see.
And you know,
ever.
Pat Slice taking a lot of players will take the early econ and just use that to snowball their gold. Pat Slice Pizza opting instead, hey, I got this early econ from Treasure Trove. Let's just slam levels and just pressure the lobby completely.
Yep.
Different use of that gold, but it's no matter what you do in TFT, it's all about how do I pressure more than anything. You can pressure a lobby by getting a bunch of econ and then hitting a super strong level 8, maybe even level 9 later board, and murdering a lobby that way. Or you can use that early gold to pressure a lobby this early.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think it is a little bit more consistent. You're setting yourself up to save as much HP as you can, and not just save HP, but also deal a lot of damage to other players. He's level 5. He just 5-0 Knick-Knack. He got hidden in already. You can pressure this lobby so hard so early that it also prevents other players from capping out. There's so many benefits to taking your early gold from Treasure Trove and just slamming levels instead of really greeting out that econ.
Definitely. Boop and I talk about that concept relatively frequently, putting pressure on the lobby, increasing the lobby kind of tempo, and when other players have to spend their gold. Exactly like you said, they can't find these late game capped out boards if you are pressured so much to where you're threatened to die. I think Pat Slice is playing that very, very nicely. Still at 100 HP. Of course, Glaceon is as well, because the Glaceon effect is still in effect. Just roll everything that you want to.
I appear to just... I watch Glaceon and I learn. I am learning. Oh, he found 4 Hex Tech. I'm learning. Is he gonna play 4 Hex Tech even, or is he just gonna play Twin Shot? Actually,
could play both. Yeah,
or you just take out Talon, or ooh. I'm pretty I feel like you play 4 Hex Tech here, but
yeah.
Is it Corki or is it Talon? It appears to be Talon.
Personally, I thought that the move there was going to be over the Talon, but maybe not. I mean,
I think it might
Talon
have been
with the
Corki
assassin.
there too.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
close.
I guess the merit is that there's Shiv, Nocturne, Nocturne 2. Nocturne's actually a really good, like, at least stage 2 carry. The assassin buff on him, and Talon. If you have a Talon, he tags unit, it's going to kill the unit early game, right? That's just what happens, at least in stage 2. Yeah, I don't know. It is close, probably, like you say. But hey, the route that we're living in, the world we're living in, is one where Glaceon's going Talon, and just why not naturally hit Jarvan upgrade as well, right?
Yeah, I
think
that... So Talon is a great unit for just killing other units and saving HP.
Yeah.
But Twin Shot here with the Corki is great for just overall board strength. And I think the difference why Corki might be better here is that Glaceon is on a win streak. He has an overall strong board. Let's make the entire board stronger. Or let's in a slightly roundabout way, give power to the whole board by getting in Corki, getting in Twin Shot. Yep. Spread Morello to so much of the board. Kill the entire opponent's board at once. Rather than play this Talon that's just, it doesn't even have items. It's just going to slowly pick off units.
Yeah.
If you're playing, if this was a 4 loss instead of 4 win, it's 100% Talon. That makes a ton of sense. You're just trying to save HP. You're trying to kill units. But as is, yeah, it might have been the Corki.
Yep. Might have been waiting on be able to actually see anything here, but you know,
Okay.
could speculate. 100 HP? Yes, Glaceon's still 100 HP.
Okay.
So the Talon did allow that streak. I feel like the Corki would have as well. So, I mean, whatever, right? It's not going to be that big deals either way.
Yeah.
Mr. Emotional has made it into the final lobby to start the day off very strong. Kind of tapered off a little bit after that with double fifths, but it was good enough. And now it's built different, is rocking a 3 streak into Krugs. 40 gold, however, so this is still a good spot.
Gold.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so much.
Ton of gold, pretty good items. Not insane items. But Frozen Heart is always just it's such a good item, whether it's on frontline or on an assassin.
Yeah.
That you're never gonna be mad about having that item. You have you could go any direction. You could go AP, you can go AD.
Chalice Slam.
Tier in a BF, a Chalice Slam might be warranted here. Gonna roll a
Renata.
couple times. Hits, yeah. Hits the what's it called? Rek'Sai 2. Gonna keep rolling though.
I feel like rolling past the Rek'Sai 2 is not gonna really be that valuable because I gotta ask yourself, right? If you're gonna be rolling down on 3-2, what are you
Wait
rolling for?
a second. Sorry, I'm sorry
No,
to interrupt you. That's a Draven 2. Hold up. Wait a second.
You know, that's actually what I was gonna say. Actually fits into that because I was gonna say when you roll on 3-2, you gotta ask yourself what you're rolling for. Sometimes it's to hit some pairs of 2 or 3 cost units, right? Other times it appears it's to hit a 2 cost or excuse me, a 4 cost 2-star unit with Raven.
Yeah, apparently.
That's something.
My brain power is infinitely expanding. I'm learning so much here.
One of those games again, Jirachy, it seems like. Yeah, there was a really one of those games a few weeks back. Boop and I were casting. I think it was a Renata 2 that got rolled into on 3-2, and then Augment came through. It was Recomobulator, and it rolled into a Galio 2.
My god.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was the craziest game that Fight Rising has ever seen. It was absolutely wild.
Learning.
Oh, man. We did actually get info that Bruh was running Merc from 2-1 and did cash out. So we didn't get a chance to see it on the stream. We know that it was a 5 cash out, which is not the best. We'll get a chance to see what they get a bit later.
Yeah, and ideally 2-1 Mercs is the optimal situation to go full first or eighth with, because it's getting Mercs in that early is just you get so many prizes by the time you cash out. You cash on 3-6, 9 prizes. Yeah, big chest that comes in. So at that point, you're pretty much guaranteed a first. So cashing out on 5, not ideal, but it depends on if it was a natural cash. A natural cash in the 5, like 7 range, you're actually kind of okay with because you didn't spend gold to get that cash. And if you get any kind of gold whatsoever, now your econ is way snowballed ahead. We caught that bruh leveled to 7 on 3-2.
Oh, wow.
Probably still has a decent chunk of gold left. That just completely accelerates the pace of the game. So even getting the early cash, yeah, your chances of getting first might be down a little bit, but it's not out of question. And we got word it was a natural cash and he got 25 gold.
Yeah, not bad. Be able to push, you know, to level 7,
yeah.
stabilize from that point. Yeah, not going to be the worst situation. I feel like Harukawa Maki was also presented with a very interesting choice there in augments. It was either Stand United 2, Component Grab Bag, or Celestial Blessing 2, and pick the Component Grab Bag. And it gave some really good items. All of them are slammed, but I just want to kind of maybe delve a little bit into that more of maybe what you would have chosen in that situation. What do you think Harukawa should have there, or would have?
I like the grab bag. Stand United isn't getting a ton of value on this board right now, and a lot from talking to a lot of pros, they love component grab bag. Especially like item grab bag is already pretty solid, but component grab bag, it's not just, oh, you have now 1.5 items. It's you get infinite flexibility with those items. You can slam them within themselves. You can slam them with open components you have. It's not just 3 components. It's three
Yeah.
components that you can fit into your current items. You can get infinitely stronger that way. Plus, the side bonus is he's running scrap. That's 3 extra components for scrap shield. 2 scrap, that's just an extra 60 shield for everyone. That's not insignificant. Combined with the power you get from just those 3 components sitting on your board, the items you make,
Yeah,
you get a lot of value from that augment.
definitely. Krill on this board. Rockin' 4 strikers got that Sivir on the carousel narrowly. Had to fight over it, it seemed like. But it has a spatula. Could go striker emblem, right? Could go 6 strikers. Has a BT. This could be a kind of dual carry, Aurelia Sivir kind of thing. It is back foot. It is Stand United. Interesting spot. Rek'Sai being the item carrier. And hey, Rek'Sai does pretty well in stage 3. Maybe towards the end of it might start to fall off. However, it's the later half of it right now.
Yeah, right. You can tell it's already starting to fall off a little bit, especially with no actual damage items, just a bloodthirster. And with the health, Krill has to roll on level 7 anyway on 4-1. But with a Nico, with the striker spat potential, good chance he hits 6 striker on 4-1. If he also hits a Sivir 2 or an Aurelia 2 alongside that, then wow, that's so much board strength for stage 4.
Yeah.
So.
Oh man.
Yeah. We keep seeing the Draven too.
Yeah. Yasunim has a Debonair emblem as well. I think it was 5
my.
Debonair there. It's gonna cap out being so strong. It's crazy.
This lobby. These lobbies today, Khroen.
They've really been a treat, one way or another. To see some crazy stuff. That's going to be a striker emblem over on the side of Glaceon's board as well. Glaceon doing really well. It's, early game, just playing a strong early game board. It is, however, going to come to an end here. It wasn't a full streak, right? 90 HP, dropped to 78. And Krill's really satisfied with that round. As you mentioned before, that Rek'Sai definitely falls off at this point. But preserving as much HP as you can stage 3 before you roll down is pretty important. Krill does not have a ton of gold. This spot is not guaranteed to be very good, but the Nico's help could change that, right? Find a pair of something like an Irelia or a pair of Sivirs. You can Nico and just sit and use that momentum, use that board power to go level 8. Potential is there.
Yeah, especially with these items in the 6 striker setup. You have the Sivir or the Aurelia flex potential. Whichever you hit 2-star, you just itemize that. Even though,
rough.
Itemize as in
items.
with a BT. So,
That's, you just hate to see it. These are interesting rolls. But
that's a few too many defensive items for my liking, not gonna lie.
This is what? This is 2 cloaks, 3 vests, 2 swords, and 1 spatula.
Any Aurelias? Any Sivers? Mod check? Huh. So, Krill missed.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Didn't hit, like, anything. Another Rek'Sai too?
Yeah, hit a Rek'Sai too, and that was it. And also hit a random Seraphine pair, which, honestly, there's a world...
You just sell the pair, right?
Yeah, or
sell one.
Stopping that early to consider whether it's worth buying honestly might not even be worth it, because we're still sitting on 26 gold. We wanted to finish out the roll down, but we didn't really. We spent a few too many seconds deciding whether to buy the Seraphine pair when you have the bench space. You can just buy it and figure it out later.
Yeah.
So has to keep rolling. Does finally find an Aurelia.
All right.
So...
Use the remover instead of selling the Rek'Sai, even though there's another Rek'Sai 2 here. I mean, Rek'Sai 3 can't be that valuable, right?
Rek'Sai 3, there's no way Rek'Sai 3 is that valuable here. I feel like, is it China that's been playing some Rek'Sai 3? I think.
I'm not sure, personally.
I don't know. Although, if you're itemizing Rek'Sai as a tank, then maybe with these tanky items...
Yeah.
There's actually might
slam everything here.
Low key might be merit to this.
Yeah.
To keeping the Rek'Sais, and with the Nico, yeah, you're not on level 6. Yeah, you don't have your highest odds for hitting the 3-star 2 cost, but maybe you can still do it. You only need 2 more Rek'Sais, but
Still a 5-0 in that round.
Okay,
Hits Seraphine
hits one
2, hits
more.
another Rek'Sai. Rek'Sai definitely needs to be frontlined, right? Like, getting back
Oh, yeah.
what value is not ever worth it, especially with the gargoyles now on this Rek'Sai. You need to put it in the front line. The fact that Quill is not done that instantly is very interesting to me.
What?
What is happening?
Okay, well, I know Mercs, but still. Didn't get Nico's or Dice or anything from the cache. And we have a 4-3 Zeri too.
How did this board just manifest itself into being this? Because sure, maybe you high roll something like a Zeri 2, but then having a Jin 2 on top of it as well. Oh my god, that Zeri is disgusting. This is 4-3. This is 4-3.
What is this lobby? What?
22 HP, perfect time to stabilize, has multiple lives left. This Zeri, 4 Sniper, 3 Debonair is kind of perfect, right? Only thing you could really ask for is a Braum 2, which you'll eventually get after you go 9 from this position, because you can just sit and go 9.
Yeah, what else are you rolling for on the stage? Oh, Braum 2. That spikes me so much when I have Zeri 2 and some upgraded frontliners and a Jin 2. Oh yeah, you know what spike we're missing? We're missing the Syndra 2 spike. Yeah, let's roll on level 8 for that.
True.
5 head.
Half the board upgraded, but the board ones are upgraded. Yeah,
chatting. That's a joke. That's a chatting moment. Please do not do that in this situation. That's a bad idea.
You know what else might be a bad idea? Which I don't know, actually. Is dropping 4 Sniper... Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. So, Re-Syndicate, 2 Scholar versus 4 Sniper. What do you make of that?
I'd have to do the math.
Math, yeah.
Math, because it's... You're opting to keep Debonair in for Zeri. You're opting to keep Syndicates for your front line, and keeping Syndicate in for your front line is valuable.
Yeah.
Like making this Braum that much more tanky, making Morgana that much more tanky, when that matters a little bit more when she's more frontline than the Braum is.
Yeah.
So Force Sniper
you have enough damage.
Yeah, Force Sniper is a really good trade. If this was a Misfortune 2, it's Force Sniper in a heartbeat. But you do have so much damage already that you just need frontline to buy time for it. So not playing Force Sniper here actually does feel correct, yeah.
Yeah. And I think with Brez's position, they're going to be going 9 kind of relatively soon either way. And you can just put that Force Sniper back in at that point. Now the third augment choice comes through. It's going to be a... Ooh, not great.
Yeah.
Manazane and
Cleaver?
Value?
No, I don't know.
Cleaver on what, like a Vi?
Collector
These are just awkward
Vi?
choices.
This
Collector
is so
Vi
bad.
woke.
No, there's no way. This is so bad. Maybe Cleaver. Cleaver Vi is about the best I can think of here. Which feels so bad that's what you're getting from your gold augment. You're sitting there thinking, okay, I have to scrape value out of this.
Yeah.
If you're trying to scrape value out of a silver augment, it's not that bad because it's only a silver augment. It's not like the rest of the lobby is getting insane value from that augment, but gold augments the rest of the lobby could potentially be getting a lot more value out of than an Obsidian Cleaver Vi.
It's a Vi too. Vi sometimes pops off, but yeah, perhaps not enough. Definitely not as valuable as other layers. However, yes, Sunim is in a good spot. The Draven has been here for a long time.
Still have had Draven 2 since 3-1. Still have a Vi 2. Like, we're talking about Obsidian Cleaver Vi as if it's not a Vi 2, which is insanely strong frontliner, so...
Oh, is that Zyra gonna... Wait,
no
way.
Oh!
Zyra 1 versus Vec 3. Who wins?
Clearly Zyra 1. Yeah.
Yep.
Uh-huh. Great unit. Absolutely fantastic unit, this Zyra.
Zyra is a really good unit.
Oh, she is. Oh, she's sleeper busted in Talon. Yes, I'm gonna bring it back to Talon. It's me. What did we expect?
I was in here like, that's not the first thing that I thought of, but your name is Jirachy, and of course it's gonna be Talon.
I tweeted this a few days ago, my personality traits
Yeah, I
are
saw.
gay, trombone, and Talon. Not even in that
not
order.
Even, yeah, not even TFT, just
No,
Talon.
just Talon.
Just Talon. That checks out.
Yeah, pretty much.
Knick-knack. Making a huge board pivot here. The intention was there, no dizziness in sight. I like it. It just kind of comes down to what you hit, because hitting a Jin 2, it could be a pivot there, but it'll have a lot of pairs, actually. Wait, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pairs?
Something like that. A
1, 2,
lot.
3, yeah, 4 pairs maybe. Maybe Sivir for now, at least.
Yeah, because he also has Aurelia pair, and it's interesting to see these players choose to itemize Sivir over Aurelia.
Yeah.
I think that speaks to just how big the Aurelia nerfs on 12.6 were compared to what the Sivir nerfs look like on 12.6b. Because Sivir got a nerf, but really what mattered to the meta was the Hextech getting nerfed. So Hextech Sivir got hit, but this Striker variation, Sivir is still a good unit.
Yeah.
To carry in the setup, even with these 80 items that can go on Sivir or Aurelia. So normally, a lot of players are like, okay, let's itemize whichever one we hit first. When you don't hit one, you just have... for now, when you don't hit one, you just have to commit to one or the other. In this situation, yeah, Sivir 1 is going to feel better than Aurelia 1.
There's also the argument of back foot, I guess. Aurelia being in the back 2 rows sometimes can feel a little bad, right? She has to spend that time walking forward. So Sivir may be a little bit better for that. This is not the direction I thought this board would go. Dropping the strikers, running a Jin, but having a Shiv Jin is just really... You never do that. And, yeah, maybe for good reason.
It might just be stats for him. Like, who else does the Shiv really go on that feels good? Not anyone really. And it's just a random Jin too. It's a good unit that's a good secondary carry, and even without good items for it, can still pump out damage for one fight until we sell it.
Yeah, I was thinking that the Jin would be the primary carry in that situation over a Sivir 1. Jin was buffed, Jin is really good, we know that. But still, really just leaning into that Sivir, and now the Aurelia as it was upgraded. As look at Mo's board here.
Wait, that's a Kaisa.
Is it a 6 Hextech, but random? I'll say random Kaisa 2 along with the board with an IE.
That's... Kaisa's not doing that much damage.
No.
Mo's dead.
This is a fast 7th.
That's the most depressing Kaisa I've ever seen in my life.
You roll down, you get dizzy, you put items where they probably shouldn't be. And,
okay.
Yeah, you go out like that. That's weird games.
Yeah, this game's weird. I think that okay. Actually, gets the Sivir 2 off carousel, and I guess a random Hextech spat.
Can go for Hextech with this somehow.
Honestly, that might not be bad.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, the Hextech has fallen off at this point, but it's not bad. And really, the way more important thing is the Sivir too. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta get the game back.
Black screen. Hello. Hello.
Here we go.
Welcome back, Pat Slice.
All right, blue buff. Gonna be going on the Ari. It looks like here. Oh, actually going level 9, 5/5.
Wow.
Kind of early Arcanist. This is not even like a standard kind of Arcanist spot. RFC Malzahar.
Huh. Yeah.
Oh, it's the Ari too.
Man, these players love going level 9. That is,
I know.
That is the main takeaway from this series. And look, I mean, all these lobbies paces have been getting accelerated by high rolling, but that plus everyone just doing their absolute best to go 9. Like we have Bruh, who is now win streaking off the Mercs cache. We had the super early Draven 2. And in order to keep up, you just have to have strong boards. You have to just go level 9 eventually just to even top 4, you imagine. So yeah, Pat Slice went the super fast 9 off the Vex 3. Now looking for a Silco 2 to really round out the board. And this is a super strong 6 arc board. That's going to get dropped to 4 arc.
Yeah, looking like it. Is this going to be ever the correct decision though, right? Because I think you gotta Think about what you're replacing these Arcanists with, and Malzahar is still doing a lot of damage, and sure, this Ahri is going to absolutely pump damage. Give her Morellos, give her the Gunblade. The RFC is, I mean, gonna go a little bit to waste here.
And
I guess a little bit of
it's still
attack
good
speed
on
for
this
Jace.
Jace. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just Jace attack speed. It's not bad at all. And
gives
I
him
like the
that gate a
selling.
bit faster.
I like the selling of the 6 Arcanists down to 4 as well. You're getting the items off of the Malzahar. You're putting them on the better unit in Ahri. This is the classic Ahri best in slot build. So it's not just about getting better units in. It's also about getting your items on better units. And
Yes.
I'd be willing to say that fight is getting the items onto Ahri diff.
Yeah, looked like it. I think the Jace even there with that attack speed, getting acceleration gate, it's not that valuable for Ahri, right? Her auto attacks aren't really going to be what's generating her the most mana. It's the blue buff, but still was strong nonetheless. Players are on the cusp of elimination. Glaceon at 10 HP, Harukawa at 9. Look over back at Isunim's board. 5 Debonair still, level 9. Again, players love going to 9. This Vi is trying to do a lot of work. Not sure if she is though.
Of note,
yeah, she gets sold.
Of note, our 3 Sivir players all went bottom 3. Because Khroen just turbo missed on the level 7 striker roll down. Knickknack just couldn't keep up, and Mo, the Kaisa, just didn't do anything in the Hextech setup. So,
Yeah.
End of the day, we have top 5 all just super strong. Harukawa might be just bowing out in 5th here, looking at the rest of the lobby. It's battle between him and Glaceon. The other 3 players, all level 9, all super strong. Really, any of them could take first from this point.
Yeah, this looks like a really good pivot here from Isunim. Is gonna actually win against that Arcanist board that we saw the transition be so strong. With Pat Slice, the Raven consistently doing work, but now is complemented by other units, right? Jace to this Zeri now to apply Morellos to so many different units. Even the Jinx, a bit of a better Obsidian Cleaver applier than a Vi. Yeah, just
actually
slightly.
hits the whole board instead of like 1, maybe 2 units at a time. Yeah.
Yeah, solid board here, especially the Braum upgrade. Good. Replace items. There we go, getting the Sunfire over to the Braum now. This is solid. This is kind of like the endgame board of what Isunim wants. Harukawa Maki actually went 5th, and Glaceon took 4th, but now our battle of the top 3.
Honestly, I feel like there's a world you just live with the Sunfire on the Zeri and you just have Zeri pair, because now you're giving up some of the potential to really cap your board out and just getting completely wrecked by Bruh's super strong Zeri 2 already. You probably need your own Zeri 2 to even have a chance of keeping up with that and just closing off that angle.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you want to get the Sunfire off, but how valuable is getting that Sunfire off compared to a Zeri 2?
Yeah, it's playing for a maybe I'll get 2nd place out of that fight difference, which probably won't end up being the difference, right? Over, yeah, potentially Zeri 2, being able to contest the win. Right there with you. Now it's coming down to just positioning. Is Braum gonna hit a good clump here? Braum is positioned very nicely. Oh, it's actually gonna get caught on these units, so it's not gonna hit the Ahri.
Yeah, but Pat has been taking losses to Isunim. Just the Syndra throwing away the Vex, the Draven getting a lot of damage in. Ooh. Syndra cleanup diff? Not quite.
Nah.
Bruh actually turns this one around, hits the Victor 2 for this one, and that's going to be just enough of a fight diff. Put him into the top 2 versus Bruh. Bruh's still looking really good for this first off the Merc cash out.
Yeah.
But Pat Slice has an Arcanist bound carousel with potential to play around that. So,
Challenger.
This board is nuts, but it's gonna be close.
Wait,
what?
Challenger?
Wait a second. Wait, huh?
We didn't get to see it. We missed something.
We missed something.
Bruh missed something too.
Was that to get an upgrade? 5 cost, or just like Silco 2?
No, he just manually placed on the Silco, I think.
Wait, no. I'm confused. We missed something somewhere.
I feel like Bruh just like went to go for the thing that Pat was getting and got it denied, and then...
Oh my god, this Zeri.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter.
This Zeri's disgusting.
It was a little bit of a flex, and I'll take a useless thing on the carousel and still win game number 4. First place for Brahu. And that's going to be massive, right? Because these points are doubled in the final lobby. Things are going to be real crazy when we do get to those scores. But well, actually it is ready, so let's go ahead and look at the scores. We get to see Bruh taking first place right now with 44 points. Pat Slice in second with 38. And it's really close, actually, with this top 4. Yusunim with 35 points, Jason with 34. And it's really, everyone's still in contention of top 4 and coming back from next week. Maybe only the top 5 going to be playing for that first place. I want to go back to Brahu's game right there, Jirachy. It was a Merc cash out, right? But it wasn't this crazy Merc cash out. It was only 25 gold, only a 5 streak, but it was enough. I don't think that's something that everyone expects to be able to happen out of just a small Merc cash out. But going into that, we didn't quite see what the cash out was. We just knew that it was a bit of gold. How does one supposed to pilot that? Did Bruh pilot it exactly correctly, just pushing levels?
Yeah, for the most part, you use that insane early econ advantage to push levels faster than the rest of the lobby. You're outpacing the rest of the lobby by at least a stage. Most players are going level 7 at 4-1. JK, you're level 8 at 4-1. You're rolling for 5 costs. At that point, yeah, Bruh high rolled some, getting that Zeri 2 on level 8. But he was still level 8 on 4-1. Yep. Even if he hadn't hit that Zeri 2, he would have been way ahead of the rest of the lobby, even on just the Zeri 1 with those items. So when you're getting a Merc cash like that, you're in some form or another, you're trying to get way ahead of the lobby. Whether that's hitting a bunch of items, hitting some crazy capped board for stage 4 that can snowball ahead off of raw item power, or you're just a level up on everyone else because you have so much more gold. And use that to get to the end of the game. You use that to get to level 9 because you are so much stronger that you have the time to. And at that point, you're level 9. That's when you go for the crazy 5-cost boards. And that's when you cap out and you get your first place like Bruh did.
Not only 1 first place, but it is now 3 first places in a row for Bruh. On hitting the strides, hitting the momentum here. As if Bruh does go first place again, we'll have set a new record for Fight Night Rising point scored in this new format. I believe the actual record was set last week by Overrated with 58 points. But if Bruh can get it right now, it would be 64. Winning 4 games in a row, though, is really hard. In even, in any TFT format, whether it be a ladder, be it a tournament setting, be it whatever. But hey, a VIP brand with a tier and a rod.
Happy
really
special
a good way to start.
Happy special time. Brand reroll. Not really. Probably not. Honestly, hitting the early VIP brand though is great because you can you hit an early brand too. You have the blue buff. I definitely touched on earlier the difference between blue buff and non-blue buff brand.
100%.
Yeah, hit that one item. Cool. Yeah, you can push levels pretty hard with that.
Knife's Edge.
Yes, Knife's Edge VIP brand, yeah.
Or Phalanx, it's just Phalanx.
Phalanx feels so good here too. It's this early when fights are already so slow and things don't die, and now your board really doesn't die because they're that much tankier. It feels so good.
Already selling the Morellos knows this is the direction that I want to go.
He knows. Yeah.
This is
Might as
already
well.
decided. Gonna be getting some gold out of this neutral round. And pick up the Talon. This is a potential Debonair. Power up this brand even further. That'll be the biggest thing.
Yeah. So Debonair is gonna help, because that is what's going to actually unlock the VIP bonus. But it's almost not even worth until you hit Leona to go alongside the bodyguard from Poppy. Gets a Nico start.
Yikes. I haven't seen that one in a while.
Yeah. Nico's 3 gold still feels kind of meh. I will say Nico's in 4 gold. That's an option. That one actually feels pretty good. You are potentially your best best case 1 gold behind other
Yeah.
standard openers. Your worst case, a standard worst case 2 gold behind. But you also have a Nico's. That one feels good.
Maybe
3
this
gold
isn't
Nico's.
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe this isn't even bad because Bruh's board is not very strong. So we'll get Carousel pick, and then can get the blue buff, and then live in a world where we're just spiking really hard in the later half of stage 2, and looking to carry that streak all the way through stage 3. Right? Is that a little bit too hopium? I don't know.
No, especially when you're playing around 1 cost like this, it totally makes sense to stay on level 3 for these 2 rounds, not push these levels. You want these 1 cost shop odds. That's what spikes your board for the mid and late game. You're trying to get those upgrade units. How do you get upgrade units? By trying to be on the levels where you have the best chance of getting them. You have the best chance at level 3. You just stay on the level 3, get two extra level 3 shops in compared to if you maybe had pre-leveled. If you hadn't pre-leveled, then it's just one it's 1 extra shop, but that 1 extra shop can matter. Didn't matter there, opted to push a level, but again, different world, could have mattered.
Could have mattered, didn't, but oh well. Looking over at Mr. Emotional's board, seems like Mo is the Hextech Whisperer, I suppose, hitting 4 Hextech in multiple games, I think, pretty early. It is a strong early game board, Lucian kind of being the carry, even though it has the utility item of the Zeke. Be winning this round fairly confidently, really decisively.
Yeah, the early Zeke's the AD equivalent of the infinite chalice slam that we talked about earlier from Soju, but it's still, these R items have gotten a lot more popular recently. You know, Goose loved slamming Zeke's over in regional finals. It just having general early board power, especially with a trait like 4 Hextech. The 4 Hextech is benefiting the whole board. It's making the whole board so much tankier. And let's just give them attack speed as well. Let's get more opportunities for everyone to get off the Hextech damage. Let's buff the whole board instead of making like a Sunfire and just benefiting 1 unit.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Definitely. Oh, gonna be level 5 now. Is gonna be able to play the GP for the twin shot. Just make the board strength just a lot higher. It's gonna be a 5-0. If Hextech shields proc again. Oh man, just the amount of bullying, in this lobby that's happening. Oh, the Octa's 1 HP.
These lobby tempos are so accelerated, whether it's from super aggressive leveling or people high rolling.
Yep. Carousel coming through. There is a spatula, but usually ones like that will get ignored. Unless Knick-Knack's gonna first pick it.
Huh. I wonder what Knick-Knack's playing. Maybe
Me too.
You know, I'm hoping it's Talon because Talon loves spats, but well, we'll see later. Bruh did end up picking up his tier, so he has the blue buff for Brand. We'll see if he has the Brand 2. If he has the Brand 2 with that blue buff, it's super strong. And honestly, now that you have the blue buff, there's an argument to actually Nico that Brand. It depends on the rest of your board setup. If you don't have the rest of your board to support that Brand 2, you don't even bother because that's just a waste of an eco. But if you have the rest of your board setup, you have a couple upgrades, you just need the Brand 2 and you're super strong. Nicoing that Brand is actually not a bad use of it. You're trying to get value out of Nikos. How do you get value out of Nikos? By making an upgrade for a unit that's going to be sticking around for probably 2 whole stages at this point.
Yeah, if that upgrade saves, a lot of HP, it could be a lot more worth it than just saving it for a 4-cost or something like that. I don't think I've ever seen in my whole history of TFT someone Nico for a 2-starred 1-cost. But I 100% agree with you. I think there is merit to it. If you really dig down and analyze the board state, think, is this Brand going to make me that much more powerful to win these rounds? Again, if you have the right support for it, could have been that world.
Back in set 5, I saw Noster 11 Nico of Vladimir because he had Archangels and Shadow Archangels.
Okay, that makes sense. That is one of
Yeah.
those situations. Yeah.
Where like the Vladimir 1 to Vladimir 2 spike actually is so
Yeah,
big. And
that
I
is
think
big.
I actually did the same thing like the week after. So like I've
Oh wow.
actually have seen it before and it mattered. It saved so much HP. It won so many fights that just a Vladimir 1 wouldn't have. And
Yeah.
same thing here. If Bruh thinks that Nicoing for Brand 2 is worth it, then it's worth it.
Mm-hmm. Glaceon. There's actually 3 players at 100 HP right now. Glaceon,
Huh.
Mo, and Harukawa. Well, Glaceon gets the maybe easier matchup here. Tryndamere. And I wish
Tryndamere
Tryndamere was a better
Omega
unit.
Ball.
Yeah, it's just not a unit. It gets 5-0'd. First on the level 5 board. Oh man.
Tryndamere is the most expensive one cost in the set.
Yep. Wait, Mo's level 6 right
And lost. Yeah. Yes.
now. Huh.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I think he hit Glaceon, right? He hit one of the other 100 HP streakers.
No,
So
I don't think
or,
he did.
Huh. Well, well, he did the aggro level 5 on 2-3 anyway. The level 6 wasn't that much more expensive at that point, and if he's seeing these other 100 HP streakers, thinks the level 6 is going to be a difference to beat them, that's totally worth it. But then he lost anyway, so I don't know. That all goes out the window now.
Yeah, losing that streak is that's just like game losing. That goes from, hey, your game can be a top 4 to your game might just now be doomed to like a 6th or something like that. It's so hard to recover from that economic deficit, I suppose we'll call it. I don't know what's happening in this board either.
I don't either. This is a weird looking Warwick. This is a one. This is a 1 gold more expensive Warwick than it should be.
And it's less good than a Warwick.
And it is less good than Warwick, yes. Well, okay. Should we be paying much attention to Reddit? Not really. But I did see a Reddit comment that was like, Warwick 2 versus Tryndamere 3 is actually a debate. And it shouldn't be. Like,
That's
just
crazy.
thinking about the cost of the units. Okay,
Yeah.
that one's out there, but also, like, I'm not writing it off, which is not a good thing for the state of Tryndamere.
Yeah. I'm just still trying to process this board. So I'll just talk through it, right? We have a Zillion, now it's a Zillion 2. It has a jeweled gauntlet, but there's also a Titan's Quicksilver Tryndamere. I just don't know what board direction, like what direction that board is going. I don't know where it wants to end up. I don't know if it'll even have time to end up where it wants to be because it's 63 HP with a board that didn't have that much gold moving into 3-2. It looks like they're rolling. Grill's hitting a Quinn 2.
It looks like a Warwick pivot.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. I think they're just like, hey, we have the board set up to go Warwick. We just don't have Warwicks. We have 2 items. Let's just go for it.
The rod was made to do gauntlet instead of waiting for a rage blade.
So I don't know if they were planning on it.
Got you. It's just okay. This now has to be a Warwick pivot, even though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, that kind of has to be it, right? Probably.
Yeah. At this point, yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Yusunim too has rolled a decent amount of level 6, still staying above 20 gold. Has a really strong board, a ton of upgrades, hits. Okay, please take Binary. Binary is so good.
After this next carousel, they're going to be able to have, 4 components or free 2 items. Just slap a sword on the Corky. Great. Whatever you get on carousel, just make something and put the extra button on there. And this is such a powerful board spike.
Yep, it's right. Binary is a late game augment, but it's also so good because you can still get good value out of it here.
Yep.
Right now, Binary is just grab bag on 1 unit.
Yep.
Cool. After carousel, Binary is grab bag 2 minus the reforger.
Yep.
think about that. It's
currently and it's only gonna keep getting better.
Yeah, exactly. It's at that point. It's just, oh, there's so many extra items that okay. This augment.
This augment.
And it
rolls into a Morello's, which is very good.
Our item grab bag rolled a Morello. Poggo.
That's little Poggo from Mo at least. Poggoing it. Sunim is just Pog about it. Or Bat, as I hate that I just said that. Never mind.
No.
Yeah, let's delete those 5 seconds.
No, I refuse.
I've been watching too much, so
no.
I've never said that. I'm pretty sure I thought to myself I would never say that, but then I'm sorry.
Soju infects you with the words he says.
Yeah.
Actually, that's actually what it is. He says something and then he says it over and over, and soon you can't stop saying it. Like, okay, let's go through everything he's infected us with. It's an 8. Bro, you're trolling. Like 20 other fucking sorry phrases. Excuse me. I'm so okay.
You're just right though. Like, you're not wrong.
Oh.
You're just not wrong. Is this board wrong?
I don't know.
Double challenger, Draven potential pivot. Needs to cash out somehow. 29 HP. But yeah. Well, this round I don't think this will be a cash out. So hey, it's more time to talk about.
Yeah. This cash looks rough.
It's not gonna. Okay, I understand from a final lobby position. Knickknack is 20 points. Let me double check here. I thought I had it up. Okay, is I think in last, or at least close to last. So really needs a pop-off game to get into the top 4. Needs to go for like a 10 cash out, 11 cash out, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, as long as he gets the 9 cash.
Yeah, 9. Right, 9 or 10 probably. Maybe this
is about where players try to cash anyway, because I mean, greeting out to 4-2 from this point is not happening ever.
No.
So you get the 9 cash. Hopefully you get some gold, so then you can go level 8. But is this good enough to cash? I think maybe. It depends on the matchup. It's Yusunim.
Yusunim, who these rolls aren't the best with the binary, does give a Hodge Darius, not the best. Challenger GP gets stuck on some units. Looks like a cash. Oh no, never mind. Maybe speaking too soon.
Yeah,
that Darius healing was big. And that is just an item slam diff with the power of binary, right? Yeah, that was the little difference of this fight.
Yeah, it's again. He has a prismatic augment as a second, because now he has grab bag too.
Cost champion 10. If Knickknack can cash out and do everything in one turn, 1-4-1.
Yeah.
This could be a first.
He might have it. That's a lot of conditions though, and that's another benefit to going for the cash on 3-6. You have this entire Wolves round to sort yourself out. You don't have to nail the post Mercs pivot in one turn.
You basically can't.
Now Knickknack missed it. He has to cash and then stabilize the pivot just enough in one round so he does not die on 11 HP.
And this is a round where a lot of players are spiking as well. They're rolling down at 4-1 on level 7, so it's even harder to cash out, even harder to do everything in one turn. Maybe impossible.
That too, you had the level advantage, but your board just wasn't strong enough to really take advantage of that level advantage. So looking rough. Gonna finds a Victor to play around. So potential for that. Gonna slam the Chalice.
I thought it was gonna be double Chalice, to be honest.
I thought it was gonna be double Chalice too, but I think saving this one tier for a Shojin for Victor actually kind of makes sense.
Oh, the Victor survives. Okay. Gets the cast off. That's the difference of at least surviving.
Okay, yeah, he's alive. He has one more shot, but it's not looking great. It's even if he cashes, It's so late. It's
Oh.
11 losses, but I'm stressed. I'm stressed
I'm
for Knick-Knack.
I'm like hunched forward in my seat. I'm just okay.
Okay, let's go double chalice. Go the giant slayer. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah,
Challenger Zac. Why not? Yes. Get his
fully
cast off
stacked.
faster.
Yeah, he's fully stacking his carry, and it's slamming everything possible. Because now, I mean, you have to cash. And in order to cash, you have to just slam everything possible and just hope.
Oh,
This
this
looks
is looking
this
good.
looks, oh my, Ocage business. I think.
Ocage business indeed.
This looks like it's gonna be Ocage business. Pat Slice Pizza still on level 6.
Yeah, what's that about? I don't know. But Victor casts and the whole board will die.
Yup,
Oh, most of it at least. Wait a
think.
minute.
Wait,
Okay,
there's
it's fine, it's
no.
fine, it's
okay,
fine.
okay, okay.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
there's no way.
All right.
No.
This is going to turn into a Victor 2. This is going
Maybe.
to not everything. It's already taken a long time for this. Galio.
Rod. That's
Jinx?
Silco and Nico. Oh, okay.
Okay, it won't turn into a Victor 2 actually.
Huh.
I thought there was 2 Nikos, but there was only 1.
Huh.
Rolling rage for a Victor right now.
Yeah. The rest of his board is a little meta. He doesn't hitting the Silco is huge though. He hits Silco Renata,
Yeah.
which like now you have this is a Victor board now. You have Scholar, you have now the Silco in for the Mastermind, so even faster Victor cast. All we need is a Victor 2, and we're probably good to go. And just enough to stabilize for this one round.
Oof.
Mo not quite strong enough to handle. Knick-Knack now got the cash, so it's a super strong board. So
Yeah.
hey, Knick-Knack has time now.
The board strength didn't get that much better. Okay, I 100%, like you mentioned, the Silco and the
just
Renata.
Silco Renata, just that
Yeah.
right there, low key. He did a lot. Gets another
Another challenger.
3 challenger spats. Logan.
You can take out the Quinn, right? Put a real unit
Yeah.
in there, and yeah. I mean, honestly, Quinn's like not bad, right? Her
Oh,
bind, her
Quinn is
disarm
so good.
Yeah.
Oh,
good,
Quinn's
but-
Quinn got slept on forever until 3-starring her became popular in Warwick.
Yeah, with the Warwick.
that
yep.
that blind is so disrupting, especially in metas where not even just AD metas, just any meta, because it's you stop AD units from getting off any of their DPS, you stop AP units from auto attacking the cast. So just a lot of great value you can get out of a disarm from Quinn there.
8 Arcanist for Harukawa Maki,
Wow.
94 HP. No other synergies. You don't need anything else. All you need are Arcanists.
Synergies are fake. Multiple synergies are fake.
Yeah.
All you need is one. Yep. We talked about Zyra earlier.
Tryndamere.
Well, guess what the random 8th unit is? Oh, look, it's Zyra.
Yep.
But it's Zyra 2. Zyra 2, not that good. Zyra 1, infinitely better.
Yeah, you're just gonna have a waste of 4 gold, actually.
Yeah. Exactly. You get it now. Well, welcome to
I'm getting an
welcome
extra
to
half a
the
brain
Zyra
cell, too.
Appreciators Club. Oh, fine. Is this our first prismatic of the whole that we've seen?
I think so, actually. Wow,
Yeah,
high-end shopping. I actually like high-end shopping for this position because your win condition is gonna be Victor too, right?
Yeah, and with the potential to go level 10? Well, maybe.
Arcanist Ilko?
Arcanist Silco? It's all you can do. What are we gonna do? Arcanist Brand? Hold up.
Yeah, wait a minute.
Wait a minute. So,
Not rolling that much though, but hits a pair of Aries. I would think of like rolling down to like 30 here. Where we're at. Oh,
yeah.
with these pairs though, it's
With the
really tempting
pairs.
to keep
There's
it
so many
going.
pairs.
Yeah.
Honestly, high-end shopping might not even be it here, because you're giving up a combat prismatic when you had stuff like Phalanx, and Phalanx buying just that little bit of extra time for these Arcanists to get all their damage off. Maybe the high-end shopping does sound higher cap, and from
Yeah.
Harukawa Maki's position, where he's super healthy, he's super rich, potential to go level 9. may at some point get level 10 chops in. For now, has a level 9 chops. If he can hit the Victor 2, then that's already worth it. That's your prismatic augment, having a Victor 2 instead of a Victor 1.
And Ari 2, I guess. Maybe easier to hit that one.
Also Silco 2. So is Silco is going from Silco 1 to Silco 2 and Victor 1 to Victor 2 worth Phalanx 3? Honestly, maybe.
It's
probably.
There's an argument. There's an argument there, I think. I don't know.
Then you run to the point of it's not guaranteed though.
Exactly.
Like,
which
it
didn't hit the Victor too.
You could take high in
actually,
shopping, roll all your gold, and just completely whiff. So it little bit more of a first or eighth play to go for high end shopping there. But if he hits the Victor 2, then it's gonna be worth it. Already has Silco 2. You can see in the top right. And hits Victor. Okay, it was worth it.
Wait, should this Reforger for Bruh not have just put the bow on the Ari and reforged all of that? The Shiv and the Hodge? Because Ionic's already there.
These are fine on the Ari. It's also just more tiers for Ari. These are good items.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay with not reforging. Hodge on Zeri, sure. You don't need the third tier on Ari. Huh? A lot of Arcanist this lobby. Wow.
Yeah, this is the Arcanist lobby apparently.
Yeah, there's been a lot of Arcanists this whole series actually. Like even going back to game 1, we saw a ton of Aries. Now we have a ton of Victors apparently this game.
Arakawa did hit Victor too, and Krill hits the Tryndamere 3. So this Tryndamere, maybe it's going to carry. I really want to see it.
Maybe Harakawa and Knickknack both running the Victor carry. Bruh. Wants to get in the Victor eventually with the Arcanists, but for now, not gonna do so. It does put the second Hodge on the Ari, which I'm a big fan of this. Yes, you don't need the third tier, but you are triple stacking a carry. You're getting all these items on one unit, and with how exponentially items scale when you all put them on the same unit, that's almost a basic concept of TFT. It makes total sense. This Tryndamere is dead.
Oh, never mind.
But did just enough.
The one,
Yeah. It did enough. That's all I need to.
I feel like though,
Knickknack
if it didn't win against Bruh's board, that would have been a little embarrassing.
Yeah.
Bruh's board's not very strong. Yeah, as you mentioned, Knickknack did take a 7th, unfortunately, so can't all run AP and have it succeed. On bottom floors, I suppose.
Yeah, Harakawa looks to be in such a good spot to take this lobby. 85 HP with a Victor 2. Huh. Just, huh. Yep.
Rolling,
Screams playing from way far ahead and playing for first.
Yeah. Harakawa, such an insane spot. I mean, I don't know exactly all the context of how they got there, but it had a Victor for a long time. Just that Victor 1 was really just doing so much work, being able to go into 8 Arcanists as well. I mean, even though that got nerfed, I believe in this recent patch, it's still very strong. A lot of AP. Victor Cassie one-shots the whole board.
Still a lot of damage.
Yep.
Bro, now on a 3 loss, has the Arcanist, but hasn't quite matched the power of the other Arcanist players in the game. Kawamaki still on an insane win streak. That's not changing anytime soon. Pat Slice Pizza running the 4 Arcanist Corky 3. So, Arcanists again, just in a different form. We're seeing so much AP in this lobby.
This is the most AP I've seen in the lobby for in a while, right? It's just the amount of AP players really is surprising.
Been a lot of AD this set in set 6.5.
That Vex is really good. Actually, the Quicksilver for dodge chance on the Vex, nice. Gets a 1 Vex closer to Vex 3, which is the bigger thing here. Level 7 has a decent amount of gold to roll with. Is even trying to search for Malzahar 3 as well. Rolls keep on coming through, but they're not great. Okay, now 1 Vex away. 1 Wayne away as well. Is going to hit absolutely nothing. Yikes.
That's... Yikes. Yeah, that doesn't feel good. That, to put it lightly, doesn't feel great.
Yeah, talking about Perfect Zero from earlier. Apparently, it was not time for Perfect Zero.
Uh, perfect zero only applies when you hit your board and
Yeah. Corky? Oh, so close.
Actually, the Syndra ult, it didn't throw the Corky, but just picking it up was enough to stall it out just enough and win the fight.
Yeah.
Wow.
And go for the Lucian 3.
The units? Hello?
Oh no.
This is... I feel this on such a personal level as a reroller.
Yeah.
This is... this is pain.
It's... Yeah. There's no other way around it. It is literally just pain.
It's fine he got his top 4, but this is pain.
Isunim and Khroen went out in bottom 4. Mirror 3 not able to do quite enough. Now there's going to be a silver player, but it is the AD variant, not quite leaning into Hextech. Well, there is a Hextech on a Tom Kench 2 emblem, that is, and on a Jace. That board's looking real nice, and Glaceon has a lot of gold to try to maybe push 9 with it. Gizmos survives. Ra, however, does go out in 4th.
So, well, we got our top 3. And honestly, this locket for Pat Slice is honestly not bad because it's a locket at this point in the game has fallen off in value, but 3-star lockets,
a lot of shielding,
are still a lot of value. It's a lot of shields. So not the worst you could have gotten here.
All right, about 20 gold.
Please, okay,
okay, at least Swain.
Okay,
Vex, here we go.
Thank you.
That's so satisfying when you're like rolling and 90% of turns, you finally just hit multiple things in one turn. It feels so good.
It's also
Yeah.
It's also bittersweet though, because you're like, I should have had these 2 turns sooner.
For sure. Using that locket just as more AP for the Malzahar, as opposed to more shielding on a 3-star as well. Bit of like Lulu in the middle.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's board strength right now, which is on the Lulu, versus potential board strength. And at this point, you have your 3rd guaranteed. You need potential board strength to realistically like eke out placements from here, because Glaceon is the next highest up at 2 lives. So in context, this is correct. Is it enough to keep him alive? No, but we respect the attempt. Still gets us a really solid 3rd with a pretty cool Arcanist Corky board.
Yep.
Now we got the top 2 between Harukawa and Glaceon.
Ooh,
My top 2, I mean, it looks like all she wrote for Glaceon, right? Well,
Glaceon did just go 9, hit a Jace 2, hit a Sivir 2.
Wait.
Is feeding Kench presumably every turn, I would imagine. So, I mean, okay, 1 HP versus 85, right? This game's almost certainly going to go over to Harukawa, but almost is a word there for a reason.
But also, I think this backline just all dies to the victor.
Let's see, is that
case
true?
in point?
Yeah, I mean, most of it, there is a Jace
Everything
alive.
except the Jace,
He can't do enough,
That's
however. 85 HP, Harukawa Maki wins the lobby over Glaceon. And that is some Arcanist board in power right there. Victor cast happens. Yeah, we call it Jirachy. Whole backline just absolutely evaporated.
I have seen too many backlines get evaporated by a Victor with barely any damage items when that Victor has a Rabadons on it.
Yeah. That's a lot of AP. It's a disgusting amount of AP there. Very, very well played. Let's go ahead and take a look at the final scores. See who's going to be our Fight Night Rising champion. It is going to be
Still won?
Who?
Wow.
Still won the 3 first places in a row and the 4th place in the final lobby, securing that first place finish. At Slice Pizza is 2nd, Glaceon is 3rd, and Harukawa Maki did secure the 1st place, so that top 4 will be joining us for next week's competition. But what a day, Jirachy. Excitement from start to finish. What are your takeaways from what we saw?
TFT is fun, casting is fun, watching crazy TFT is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those were some crazy games. A lot of AP, which speaks to some of the meta shifts. Um, a, yeah, and honestly, actually, not as much Jin as I think we expected. We were
That is
talking about Jin
true.
so much at the
I
start of the
know.
cast, and then just no one played Jin.
Yeah, Mo won a first lobby with Jin, I think, and we maybe saw like one Jin after that, but not too much. But let's go ahead and get a chance to pick the brain of the champion of this week's Fight Night Rising, who. Congratulations! How are you feeling after those games?
I'm feeling pretty good. I think I kind of high rolled a lot today, so
Yeah, you got 3 first places in a row. Is it just high rolling, do you think? Or it's hard to go 3 first places in any single tournament, but did you have a certain approach to those games that made it easier to capitalize on those and actually secure the first places?
um, I think that for most of the games I played like strongest board for the early game. I was playing pretty aggressive, like leveling early, pushing levels, and then rolling on like 3-2. And then my roll downs just happened to be pretty good. Obviously, there was that one Merc game where I hit Merc on 2-1, but other than that, I think I played pretty well. But I will say that I'm pretty happy with how I played today because that first game I was a little bit tilted because I saw a victor on 4-1 on level 7. And then even though I thought I played pretty well that game, like I got bought 4, but I managed to bring it back. So
We were just sitting there being like, what is happening on that board? That rolled down. The 2 victors, level 7, the Nikos.
yeah.
Oh, so insane. But Jirachy, do you have any questions here?
Yeah,
For
enough talking about the game. Enough talking about TFT. Disparage. Tell us about you. Who are you? Like a little bit about your history, because I don't think we've talked to you before on the desk.
Yeah. I mean, I'm who. I started playing in set 1, but I wasn't very good back then. And then I was like plat or diamond, which I mean, it's not like it's bad, but I wasn't really trying too hard. And then I think set 5.5 was the first time I hit challenger. And then more recently, I've been hovering around like top 20, top 30 challenger NA. But I think on this particular patch, I haven't really been playing that much because I recently got a job, and then every time I play TFT, I just go 8th. But today, I guess I played well, and I had Mortdog's blessing. So yeah.
There you go. Indeed, Mortdog's blessing. You mentioned you got a job, but still playing TFT if you're going 8th on ladder. Are you going to be looking to compete in more tournaments in the future? Like, do you still want to keep TFT as a a side thing? Are you having a lot of fun with it?
Yeah, I think TFT is actually like, as much as the community likes to rag on Mortdog and the dev team, I think that it's actually a really well made game, and I'm really looking forward to set 7. I did compete in a couple of tournaments in the set, but I bombed at day 1 like I'm pretty sure every single time. So I'm hoping that next set is my set, but yeah, I'm looking forward to set 7.
Yeah, so still some competition in your future. That is exciting to hear, especially with you winning Fight Night Rising. Bro, congratulations, and throw the floor to you for any shout outs. If you stream, your Twitter, things like that, time is yours.
Yeah, I guess I'll shout out Mortdog. He's the man. And I guess a
True.
couple streamers that I used to watch, that I still watch, like Soju, obviously. I think like Iniko, Robin, just a bunch of streamers. And I guess if you guys like to watch people go 8th, then you can go watch my Twitch at Who and follow me on Twitter. So yeah.
There you go. Hopefully not, at least if you're going 8th and you use that and sacrifice it for first places in tournaments, that's a pretty good trade. So we take those.
Yeah.
Once again, congrats.
Cage business.
We'll see you here next week. Oh, cage business indeed.
Yep.
Oh man, thank you and congrats again. Jirachy, fantastic day of games. Get to see who yeah, some competition focusing. Even though you get a job, right? We know that players in TFT can have jobs and still compete at the top of the ladder.
Wish.
And yeah, it's top of the ladder, top of the tournaments. I mean, it can happen. being able to go from set 1, right, platinum to diamond, and being a consistent top 20, top 30 player, that's, you know, quite the shift. I would say it was very impressive stuff. I'm at least very looking forward to see more Brahu. But what are your takeaways either from that interview or just, you know, the rest of the day that we saw?
Yeah, that's Brahu is a name I've been seeing around ladder for the past couple sets, and no, it's pretty much like any potential competitive player. Like, yeah, is it guaranteed he's going to become one of the best? Absolutely not. But it depends on how things shake out. If like he explodes in some future sets,
Yeah,
there's always a potential for a competitive future, even in this game where it's like we don't have the most support. We're not Valorant. We're not League of Legends.
oh no, comparing TFT to other Riot games.
There is no comparison there. But even in our little competitive scene, there's still potential to have a competitive future, and it depends on how things shake out. It depends on if you want to put in the work for it, and if we see Brahu towards the top of some of the power rankings, some of these tournaments going on later, well, he started here, I guess. Yeah,
definitely moving into these new sets. Sometimes it could have a time, right, where you're just like a patch or a new set just like clicks and you pop off and you just have like a really insane performance. You can be these new up and coming stars of TFT, like the Spicy Yappies or like Aces, just all these new blooded players hungry to compete and to excel in TFT competition, even if it's, you know, a little smaller and smaller things. We still really love and appreciate.
We love our community.
Yes,
we do love our scene.
And Brahu is talking about that as well, right? Watching all these streamers, shouting out players like, you know, Soji, Robin Songs, all the rest. Really, TFT community is so good. And glad to have you on the desk, of course, Jirachy, passing along with you. It's a fantastic time for our first cast together.
Yeah. Oh my God, this was such a good time. I think I said like the first fight night, I was like, please have me back. And it's good to be back. After like the set 6 like big competitive cycle of like all these intense tournaments and all these high stakes, it's nice to just relax a little, just cast some nice chill TFT, and just have a good time. So thank you, giantslayer, for having me on. Yeah, it's been a pleasure
to have you. Pleasure to have you, of course. And there were some very, very exciting games. We get to chill and be dizzy together, and you know, gain a brain cell, or maybe half a brain cell. I don't know quite what
I'm willing to say I gained a full brain cell tonight.
We take those, and hopefully, chat, you did as well, watching all of that fantastic action. That will be it for us tonight. Make sure to join us next week for more Fight Night Rising. Until then, take care, and have good luck in your TFT games as well. Good night.